After day 1, the final 4 for the Catfood Bowl Minor #Lucky Strike have been chosen from the top 16. What did they do to claim victory over their opponents? Let's take a look.
Reach.
To kick things off in game 1, Omo Noon finds a home for this Dora pair in a 7 pairs hand, an elegant Mahjong Ron.
Long. Reach. Chitoi. Dora ni. Mahjong. Reach. Reach.
This time, battling against the fellow Korean Richie, Omo Noon closes out the game with a 430, giving him first place, a solid start to his top 16.
Long. Reach. Pink. Dora. Dora.
Even though this hand does not end up as a win, Jinxie ends up getting more points from penalty payments than his hand was worth. A nice reminder that Mahjong is not only made of Rons and Sumos.
Tenpai. Reach.
Now in South 1, Jinxie reaches for 7 pairs and finds an instant win right after the 1-pin call. The cherry on the top is the critical hit Ura 2 for a beautiful Baimon. Prepare yourselves for showtime! Resko is here, and he declares 2 close cons into a Richitsumo for a beautiful Dealer Hanemon.
Tsumo. Yatto kita. Reach. Tsumo. Tanyao. Dora-san. Haneman. Kan.
Then later in South 1, still with a huge lead, Resko manages to wiggle this hand around into a Dora 5 All Simples Hanemon.
Yatto kita. Tanyao. Dora 4. Dora. Haneman.
Still not content with a landslide victory, Resko closes it out with 340, a commanding first place at over 60,000.
それロンで。リーチ。ドラ。ドラ。
Dorksport has been staying quiet for the second game of top 8, but he finally strikes with a quick one-shot Tsumo Mangan.
Reach. 一発。ツモ。ピンフ。ドラ。マンガン。リーチ。
Then again, Dorksport gets this nice Richie Pinfu sniping the lonesome one-man cut from Light Pink Yoshi's half flush.
Reach.
And the tiles just keep flowing in. He manages to secure a massive lead with the Steeler repeat Mangan Sumo, the third hand in a row, leaving him at over 48,000 points.
つも リーチつも3色同順ドラマンガン
With only 3 games remaining, one of these 4 will emerge as the champion. Who will it be? We'll find out right now.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the finals of the Catfood Bowl Minor Lucky Strike. We've got 4 finalists today, cut down from our 100 qualifiers, yesterday's top 16 and yesterday's top 8. We have Jinxie, Dorksport, Resco, and Omongnoon here today to compete for the first place. Who will become the champion? I'm your host, Tips and Tricks. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/tipsandtricks, possibly climbing the EN servers ladder in Mahjong Soul. I usually stream every Tuesday, and you might find some other streams on the side as well. But enough about me. Today's finals, as a reminder, we came from 100, we're here at 4, and we will soon be at 1. We saw the scramble, we saw the scores being halved, but the important part for today is right at the very bottom. There's 3 games and then our champion. So today will be a 3-game series, no halving of scores, no alterations. Hopefully we've gotten all that sorted out. Just straight playing to see who will become the champion. Alright, and with me to start off the stream is Irie from Irene TV. Hi again, Irie. We missed you.
Hello. I miss you too. Here to cast some more amazing mahjong. Here to see who's gonna be the winner of this grand tournament.
Indeed. So, our finalists, as mentioned before, we've got Jinxie leading the way currently with plus 21.68. Resco in second with plus 20.4, Dorksport in third with plus 14.33, and Omongnoon down but not out at plus 7.25. Everyone with positive scores here.
And it really is anybody's game, even though there's, a little bit of a difference in points from first to fourth. That's definitely not anything you can count anyone out here. It's still anybody's game.
That's right. This difference can be made up in one game and even overturned completely in a single game. You can see the scores are rounded to the closest hundredth. It shouldn't matter. A hundredth of a point is extremely minute, but just for clarification's sake there. And once again, our players are playing for prizes. So we can see 5th and 6th have already been decided, but for our top 4 here, first place gets that priority pass to the major tournaments, the advanced Mahjong Soul tournaments here, as well as a $300 Amazon gift card, 50 summon scrolls, a fortune charm, that limited portrait frame that only the winner will have for 1 year, a physical trophy, and the physical special acrylic picture stand we've seen as merch. Second place gets $150 Amazon gift card, 30 summon scrolls, the fortune charm, and the picture stand. Third place, $100 Amazon gift card, 20 summon scrolls, a fortune charm, and the acrylic picture stand. And fourth place, a $70 Amazon gift card, 10 summon scrolls, a fortune charm, and the special acrylic picture stand. 5th and 6th also receive 5 summon scrolls, fortune charm, and the acrylic picture stand. But as we said before, only 4 remain today. But for the viewers, There's still gift codes to be given away, and there are more lucky draws today. So, make sure to stay tuned and be active in the chat because we may be ready to ask you something at any time.
That's right.
How are you
And-
feeling, Irie?
I'm feeling excited for these matches, excited to see who takes it all. I'm also excited for the upcoming lucky draws, and also, isn't there something else that we should talk about?
Ooh, something else exciting. I knew I wasn't excited for nothing. It looks like we have an upcoming event. Oh,
Ooh,
it looks like it might be Nyan. Is it?
こんにちは。
Oh, hi. She said hi.
yeah, she said hi to us.
Oh, hi, Nyan. Everyone say hi
Hi.
to Nyan.
Hello, Nian.
みんなまだ来てないみたい。何してようかな。
Oh,
Oh,
she said, looks like everyone hasn't arrived yet. What do you guys want to do now? Well, if everyone's not here, it looks like we'll have to wait a little longer for details about the event. In the meanwhile, let's look at the upcoming additional content that you might have seen from Mahjong Soul. First, there's a new character.
Ooh. That's right. We're introducing the new character, Xingduang, voiced by Yui Horie. Shh, silence is golden. The owner of an antique shop called Barrel Blue. She's an elegant but indifferent woman who seems to prefer the company of her yellow cockatiel to humans. The majority of the antiques in her store are books, calligraphy works, paintings, and even authentic works of famous masters that have been lost for a long time. Plenty of people visit her shop, but very few of them are able to succeed in purchasing these antiques. For this reason, Barrel Blue has a mixed reputation, though the owner doesn't seem to care about it.
That's interesting. Miki Nikaido seems to run a jewelry shop, but I'm sure they've crossed paths before. Maybe we'll find out more about that.
Surely. And you can see she's very elegant, and I like her bird also.
Yes, extremely high fashion, luxurious, if you will. Even in her emotes, which are sometimes a little bit cuter, they play on a little bit other elements of a character's personality, can be a bit more exaggerated. You can still see her elegance coming through in all the emotes, with that hair streak all the way down to her shoulders, and the little shawl coming up to her face when she laughs. You can't see a lady's mouth when she's laughing.
She's giving the like laugh, little giggle. So yes, this is Qing Luang. She will be available soon.
That's right. If you want to know more about her, make sure to check her out when she hits Mahjong Soul in the next event.
Awesome! And also, we have something else, right?
Indeed, there are also new outfits. Now, if this is the first time you're hearing about all of this, you should probably follow Mahjong Soul's Twitter, because these characters' outfits have been teased in the Twitter feed. So if you want to keep up to date on the most upcoming things, the newest events, outfits, characters, and giveaways, there's also a lot of physical merch given away on that Twitter account. Make sure to follow Mahjong Soul's Twitter and other social media. So,
That's right.
This outfit is Xenia's Spring Song. It's an animated outfit, you can see right there, in big red letters, animated. What do you think? To blend in the festive mood, I purposely chose this traditional outfit. How do I look? In the shop I bought it, the clerk said the golden pattern is not printed but embroidered with traditional technique. Isn't it astonishing? How about we visit the artisan sometime to see how it's done? So we can see this is a extremely luxurious outfit here. It's not just printed on, it's embroidered. Traditional outfit here for Xenia. It's going to be very interesting.
It's a very pretty outfit, and I wonder if she got the outfit from Qing Luang, maybe?
That'd be interesting.
Or maybe some of the antiques.
Yeah, it does look antiques, especially the rest of the outfit here in the background. We got a telescope, We got an old wooden coffee table there. And luggage? I think that's like an old suitcase or something like that.
It could also be like a chest box, maybe.
True, true. Well,
And
that's the
we also
Spring
have
Song Xenia outfit.
Right. We also have something else, right? Another outfit.
Indeed. Not just Xenia, but Ichihime is getting another outfit.
Nice. So Ichihime will have Spring Song outfit as well. Yeah, easy peasy. I'll handle the lion head and leave the rear to you, master. So yes, the mascot of Mahjong Soul is also the mascot of the lion dance at the Mahjong Soul Shrine.
Ichihime gets the front facing. She gets to be the face of the lion, and Master has to do the hard work and just carry the rear. Ichihime will show off, and you will support her from the back. As she says, you guys will definitely get a mangan with Ipatsu. I'm not sure if Ichihime knows what a lion dance is, but her heart's in the right place.
Her heart's in the right place.
I also want to get a mangan with Ipatsu when I do the lion dance.
Me too. Well, yes, I'm excited for this outfit. Ichihime with yet another outfit. She has so many cute outfits, and this is another really cute one. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah,
and
I love it. I was talking about Invincible Ichihime yesterday, and it seems that she's got the theme down. She's got the energy. She's got the enthusiasm.
That's right. Well, I'm excited for these outfits and for the new character, but I'm also excited for the games.
Right.
But I think that's it for me for now. So let's introduce the commentators for Game 1, shall we?
And with me here is Pio. Hi, Pio.
Hey, Tips. I'm glad to be back for the finals. It's gonna be really good. I can't wait to see some high-quality play.
All right. Sounds good, because the finals are ready for us as well. Let's take it away here.
Oh, we're already in. Okay, we missed a couple of discards, but
All right. And it looks like Resco here in the east seat already has 2 completed shapes. No pair yet, but working on it. Dorksport on the right has just pulled a 3-4, so open-ended weight. Also no pair yet, though. Jingxi across the table does have pairs, but is missing the rest of the shapes. And on the left, Amungnun is doing okay. He's got pair and 1 completed shape in the 789 pin. Looks like
and Resco. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, looks like Resco's 2 away from Tenpai here, but Dorksport has made Tenpai waiting on the legendary 3, so
you love to see it. I imagine Dorksport will change the weight if they get... Oh, it doesn't even matter.
there's no time to change the weight when someone else is waiting on 3, so the power of 3 so reigns supreme again. Dorksport with a 3 on hand to open off this tournament.
Yeah, and as you can see right now, Dorksport does pull a second green dragon, so maybe Dorksport decides to go for a relatively quick hand here.
That's right. We can see Dorksport also the chance to make 789 mixed triples, perhaps. Jingxi in the south seat this round, doing pretty well for themselves as well. They've got 2 pairs. One of them is East, could be called for Yakuhai. Across the table, Amungnun 4 pairs already. Has a lot of options. And on the left, Resco with a pair of red dragons and a nice 5, 6, 7, 8 mon. Looking at a decent hand, just a lot of extra honor tiles.
Yep, and it looks like, oh, that's a pretty good draw for Jingxi right there. The 1 away from being able to call Richi. Omoknun did draw another pair, so we'll see if Omoknun decides to cut the 1 pin to go for a full flush, or if they decide to go for just, the 7 pairs. But looking at people making these calls opening their hands, I think Omoknun's probably going to just Richi a 7 pairs. If they get there.
That would be interesting. We can see Dorksport here has made a call on the 7 pin. Opening hand for speed. A lot of different potential Yaku for Dorksport here. But we'll see what ends up happening.
Yeah, and it looks like Dorksport's holding the white dragons, just to see if they can get like 2 dragon pairs, and then they can make a pawn there. But probably not gonna hold it too long.
And Resko
Maybe keep it
decides
as a safe tile.
to cut the white dragon over the 6-0, possibly an efficiency move there, but that means Dorksport does not get the tile. Dorksport passes on the green dragon.
Oh, interesting. Looks like Dorksport wants to use it as his pair, and is going to just go for the 7-8-9 mixed sequences hand that you were talking about before, Tips.
That's right, and across the table, Among Noon takes the third 3-so, respecting the power of the 3-so, and going for a triplet hand. Resko calling right after. Among Noon releases a red dragon, and immediately Jinxie with another call. The East Wind, that's another Yakuai. Jinxie first to Tenpai on this hand.
ち
Mm-hmm.
Resko making a
yeah.
chi from Among Noon is also Tenpai on the left.
Oh.
Dorksport finding the third green dragon. That leaves Dorksport 1 away, but with 2 people Tenpai. Do you think Dorksport's going to be able to make it through this end?
Well, it might be tough. There's a lot of other people with really, really quick hands. Like Jinxie is, has a pretty wide weight for his hand. It's a 1-mon, 4-mon, and also the 5-sos. And same with Resko with the 5-mon and the 2-pin. And Dorksport decides to cut.
Oh, Dorksport evades, at least for now. Oh, Jinxie gets another deal in tile as
Oh!
well. This is tough. Jinxie can evade
This is
by
tough.
throwing the 4-mon here. But throws the 5 and deals in. So that's going to be 2 Han for Resko.
ドラ
We got the red dragon and the red 5. Red and red for 2,000 points.
Yeah, and Resko, looks like Resko decided to take that hand instead of greeting and going for a half flush, which it looked like, which the hand kind of looked like. So, a little bit of relief. Unfortunate that that the dealing happened, but it wasn't that expensive. So it's like, oh. Ooh.
Right. I think the speed matters there, though, because there were so many people Ishan 10 or 1 away from Tenpai and Tenpai
Definitely.
that even a little bit of slowness there would have caused someone else to win, I feel like. Coming up to this East 3 hand, Jinxie with a triplet of 9-pin and a pair of 4-pin. Some really good weights in Manzu and Sozu as well. On the right, Among Noon doing okay, has 1 completed 2-3-4 shape and an open-ended 7-8-pin shape, but not that great otherwise. Resko across the table has a pair and a shape as well, but also a little bit slow. And on the left, Dorksport has a pair of the white dragons and a pair of 5-pin and a completed shape, as well as an extra Dora, but it's a little bit isolated. We'll see what they can do with that.
Yeah, Dorksport probably, it'll be a little rough efficiency-wise if Dorksport decides to keep that Dora around for too long. But maybe Dorksport will choose to get rid of it sooner rather than later. And oh wow, that's an interesting choice by Jinxie, cutting the 2 4-pins.
That's right. Jinxie having 5 shapes here, or well, 6 shapes. Cut it down to 5 shapes by removing the pair of 4-pin.
Yeah, and Jinxie is 1 away from being able to call Richie.
Yeah. Would
Let's
you rather have had those 4-pin there, or would you rather have Jinxie's current shapes?
Well, I mean, I think Jinxie is making the right decision, the right call here. Having the Manzus in the it's a little bit more wide efficient and a little bit more efficient, and because Jinxie does have 2 Dora and is the dealer, you kind of really want to be able to call Richie, get a win your hands faster, as opposed to maybe going for a little bit more value, because that's what Richie Dora 2. That's like,
that's right.
7,700 points. That's like totally fine. That's a non-dealer manga, basically.
In the meantime, Dorksport did release that Dora at last, as you were saying, at the beginning of the second line here, so even a little bit late. Our players did take a long think about it, but in the end, nobody called the Dora. Jinxie took a long time to think about their discard, but in the end, cut the 7-mon from hand. And Jinxie won away, but also Dorksport won away as well.
For sure. And yeah, it looks like Jinxi's gonna keep the 135 Mon shape and have the 7-8 be a two-sided weight over there. It's just a little bit wider, but and
we got a
there it is.
Ricci from Dorksport. It's a double pawn weight. We got the 5-pin pawn, which is accounted for in Resco's hand.
Reach.
But we also have the white dragons, which are completely in the wall. A chasing Ricci from
And
the
the
dealer here,
chase.
Jinxie. As you're saying, Ricci Dora 2. Not bad, not bad. The weight is mediocre, but definitely worth a lot of points here for the dealer, especially as the dealer chase to win, because
Definitely.
when someone else sumos, you got to pay that penalty, right, Pio?
Oh yeah, if you're the dealer. And I do like the play by Jinxie, cutting the 5-pin, waiting on the 5 Mon, waiting on the 2 Mon. And that is kind of like a trap weight, which I do enjoy doing. But it doesn't matter because Dorksport decides, has no choice but to cut that 2 Mon.
That's right. Not much of a choice there, but it does deal in Jinxie picking the proper weight, and that's 40 Fu 300 for the dealer, 7,700. A solid hand. I think the biggest hand we've seen so far this game. Jinxie now in the lead. This hand, Jinxie has 4 honors, make that 2. Jinxie getting 2 good draws right off the bat. Among Noon on the right, doing okay. Can maybe make a straight with some good draws. Across the table, Resco's already called their wind of the round. Sorry, their wind of the seat, West Wind. But the rest of Resco's hand is not looking that great. And Dorksport on the left also calling a Yakuhai. The White Dragon coming down.
Yep, and that was a solid draw, a solid pickup by Resco, that 4-pin to fill that shape. And yeah, Dorksport just kind of, speeding his hand up, going a little fast, properly realizing that his hand does not have too much value. That's a great draw. Also, pairing up the 4 Mons, giving him a lot of options.
That's right. None of these hands looked amazing from the start, but all these draws have been really good. Everyone's been advancing. Jinxie with the closed hand here in the east seat really seems to have the best chance at value, but everyone is pretty fast. Even Among Noon on the right, that we weren't paying too much attention to, has been drawing all these inside, all simples or Tanyao tiles here, and Among Noon is actually pretty close to a big hand themselves.
And yeah, Omogdun drawing that key middle 5-so draw, especially the red one. Pretty stoked about that. And yeah, with that 9-so, sorry, fills out that one shape. And yeah, Jinxie kind of just a little bit earlier drew the 4-sos, and now is going for the double sequences, the Ipeiko shape, and might not even call Ricci, might even go for a hidden, a fully concealed, a sneaky kind of weight.
That's right. With 3 Dora in Jinxi's hand now, how do you feel about just calling tiles to get to Tenpai here?
Yeah, so that is definitely an option. I'm sure if that 5-so comes out, yeah, there we go. Jinxie does decide to take that, and not Ricci, but now Jinxie is able to win. So chooses to go for the double pawn weight, the 6-mon and the 8-so weight.
That's right, and we can see Among Noon, who looked like they were going for all simples, we thought was going to be able to call tiles as well, but after drawing the 9-so and keeping it, Among Noon now the only player that cannot open their hand. And as we can see, that means they're also one of 2 players who is not Tenpai. Resco looks to be in a little bit of a bind here. Sometimes when you call tiles and you go quickly and then people end up faster than you, all you're stuck with are dangerous tiles.
Yeah, and we did see Jinxie make a key choice right there, deciding to chi the 7-so, and then in order to get the 3-6-so shape weight. But unfortunately, Dorksport does, end Jinxie's massive hand dreams and with a 1,000 point hand.
That's right. Resco deals in there as we were talking about the dangerous tiles, but not too big, only 1,000. So honestly, when you're in a dangerous spot like that, dealing in for 1,000 is the next best thing to actually winning your hand. And PO's always well worth it, as Omungnun starts with a triplet of Dora 1-cell and a red 5-pin. Really good shapes on this hand too. Omungnun looks to be 2 away from Tenpai already. Resco on the right is actually pretty fast, but has that isolated Dora. I wonder if Omungnun would be willing to con it if it gets discarded. Across the table, Dorksport has 1 completed shape and now 3 different pairs. So Dorksport's got a lot of options with this hand. On the left, Jinxie is drawing some good shapes, but still has 3 isolated. Make that 2 isolated honors 3 turns in.
Yeah, and I do know another one of our commentators also loves conning. So maybe he'll be happy to see the Dora con. It is a lot of value.
It's so much value, but Omungnun will have to pull a Yaku out of thin air. Maybe after a con, the Rinjan Kaiho, maybe wait to get Tenpai and con the door.
maybe. And you said earlier, Dorksport with a lot of pairs, but does get the 5-pin, 6-pin double pairs, and now can, if it's another pair, maybe. I wonder if Dorksport's gonna go for the 7 pairs, and it looks like he is cutting the entire 2-3-4 so block.
That's right. Omungnun with a very interesting draw here. The extra 9 so, but Omungnun not looking for pairs themselves. Going to cut one of their pairs and go for sequence efficiency here.
For sure, yeah. And Jinxie with the 3-4-5 double sequence. And a little bit of a backfire for Dorksport, drawing another 2-so. But you can't really foretell what tiles you'll draw as your pair.
And a second backfire of sorts, but it's definitely usable here. It would have been a little bit faster with the 2-so, but a toy or all triplets kind of hand could happen here. 7 pairs is still on the table for Dorksport. Our other players are moving ever so slowly but ever so purposely towards Tenpai here. The draws not coming out for them yet, but I can feel the fireworks.
And a cheat for Resco. Looks like Resco. I wonder if Resco's going for a straight.
That's right, and this could be the tile. Omungnun, what will you do? Omungnun, it all rests on this discard. Makes the right discard, avoids dealing in.
Yeah, Resco deciding, okay, maybe I'll just take my straight and 1 Dora, my 2,000 points, and get out of here.
That's right. Omungnun again cutting another 9-so, so those 8-so are safely tucked away in Omungnun's hand, at least for now. That's another pair for Omungnun. And it's gone.
Decides to not even think about that. Yeah, I wonder what Omungnun's going to do. And it's a little tragic that this hand might not be able to convert, with you only have about 4 to 5 draws left. And it's nothing but sadness so far for Omungnun.
Yeah, Omungnun is still 2 tiles away from Tenpai here. That's a good draw for
look at Dorksport's hand.
It is
Tenpai. Look at Dorksport's hand, though.
Reach.
That's
That's
the
right.
Richie for Jinxie.
So now the 7 and the 8-so are both dangerous. Dorksport giving up the 4 concealed triplets for a faster wait and gets into Tenpai waiting for all triplets with a white dragon. Still a pretty large hand and still a very dangerous tile to discard against the Richie here.
Yes, definitely. And it would be interesting to see if the 7-sos come out, and I believe we are playing with head bump. So we'll probably, maybe that might come into play here.
That's right. There is one more 7-so in the wall, so we will see if it shows itself. Also, Very interesting to wonder if Dorksport will con this white dragon that Amungnun has drawn. I guess the first question is, does Amungnun go for Tenpai if they get the tile like that right there? I'm seeing 0 white dragons on the table.
Yeah, it's a little spooky.
Doesn't go
decides
for
to
it.
not do it.
Amungnun playing it safe. Amungnun, I believe, was second or third. Let's take a look. Amungnun is actually
it's on the screen.
Yes, that's
It's
right.
on the overlay, yeah.
Amungnun was actually fourth coming in, so Amungnun biding their time here. There are 3 games, and the score differential is not actually that big, but in the end, Amungnun the only one not Tenpai and having to pay 1,000 to all the other players, as well as giving up their dealership. It's going to be interesting to see what that decision means for the future. In the meantime, South Round begins. Resco with 2 Dora in hand. One of them is an isolated west wind tile though, but a couple of green dragons might give Resco the Yakuhai that they need to win quickly. On the right, Dorksport has 3 pairs so far. Other than that, the shape's not so good. Jinxie across the table has 1 of each dragon, but 2 of the white ones. And 4 pairs now, so that could be interesting. We saw Juchan yesterday making a 7 pairs hand with pairs of every dragon. You get no Yaku for any of those dragons, but it was still worth so many points.
Style points, I say.
That's right.
No actual points, but brownie points are style points, and that's a great draw, great pickup by Resco. Resco does decide to cut the Dora West a little early, but is going for the more efficient strategy, the more efficient play. Omognun's hand is a little clunky with the dragons and the honor tiles, but maybe I wonder if he's gonna go for the 7 pairs hand. There might be a couple of 7 pairs hands this.
Yeah, a lot of pairs this round, and in fact, the original hand that we possibly thought could be 7 pairs, Jinxie, is the only one that's actually called tiles. So that's a interesting turn of events here.
For sure. Oh, and scrap that. Looks like Omognun's gonna go for not a 7 pairs hand, and maybe go for an open kind of hand. And
That's
we'll
right.
see if Omognun decides to. Oh, and Omognun does decide to pawn the North Wind, and I wonder if he's gonna go for an all triples hand.
Palm,
As I keep
back to
speaking.
back. This is a very interesting situation for Amungnun. Palm.
Everyone's
It's a
pawning.
pawn
Everyone's
battle.
pawning.
Dorksport's
Pawn
feeling
fiesta.
left out here on the right.
Yeah. I wonder if Dorksport's gonna make everyone pay for opening their hands like this by calling Richi. We'll see.
Yeah, Dorksport looks to be only 2 tiles away, but the shapes, that 3-5 and then 5-7, so... Oh, and in fact, cuts another 3-mon, so Dorksport already folding the hand. Guess realizing with all these pawns on the table, they're just a little too far away.
Yeah, like Dorksport probably thinks, oh, everyone is 1 away from winning.
Ooh, hard thought for
yeah,
Amungnun, but discards the Dora to keep their Tenpai. Nobody calls it, so the courage pays off. Jinxie gets Amungnun's winning tile, but actually is able to use it in his hand. So that's 7 months locked away. Only 2 left for Amungnun.
Yep. And if that 7-mon does come out, it would only be a 1,000 hand. And
There it is.
doesn't matter,
There it
Amungnun-
is. Might even see 1,500 with the extra foo from Sumo. Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh. But it's a small thing. Very few points there. Amungnun does take the hand down. Not worth as much as it looked like with those 3 open half flush toy honor calls, but still a win. A win's a win. Now
Yes.
we move into South 2 with very
Wow.
close scores here. We can see Jinxie in the lead, just over 30,000. Everyone started at 25,000 this game. Our dealer is sitting currently in last only by 1,700 points. Dorksport definitely able to catch up with this hand that's 1 away from Tenpai with a chance for a full straight. This could be huge.
Yep, this can be huge. full straight, maybe maybe even pin fu. And I wonder if Dorksport's gonna go a little greedier and go for a full flush.
Yeah, so many
But
possibilities.
would have to, yeah.
We've got a call from Jinxie on the right, calling the Green Dragon. Jinxie is now 1 away from Tenpai themselves. Across the table, Amungnun is not too slow here, only 2 away from Tenpai. And then on the left, Resco's a little bit slower than the rest of our motley crew here. Resco at 3 away from Tenpai. Oh, but
Yep, and that's a key pickup by
yes,
Amungnun.
big Dora draw for
Yeah.
Amungnun, putting them not only 1 away from Tenpai, but giving them a really good tile. Resco also
sure,
picking
for
up
sure.
a 2-mon to fill in the 1-3. Dorksport still
Yeah,
not
and-
quite Tenpai. Extra Dora for Jinxie here, definitely usable.
Oh, decides to keep it, and yeah, Amungnun does get into Tenpai on the inside 8-mon weight.
That's right, with
a single
Amungnun
weight.
first to Tenpai. The weight isn't that good, but the Riichi on the table has got to put pressure on all these players. I wonder what Dorksport will do with this hand that's so good, and yet just not quite Tenpai yet.
Yeah, does Jinxie... I wonder if Jinxie's gonna con this tile. Decides not to con the tile after a Riichi. It is a little dangerous.
That's right.
Especially when you yourself are not ready to win. Oh,
And Dorksport gets the Tenpai. Possible straight here. A couple of the tiles
Yep.
give Dorksport the straight. Only the 6-mon actually. The 3 and the 9 will win, and they'll still be Pinfu.
yes.
Jinxie has been drawing pretty well here, and Jinxie's still pushing against both of these Riichis. Well, that 7-so was fairly safe tile. Even this 4-so is completely safe against both Riichis. So a little bit of luck in drawing safe tiles. We'll see what Jinxie decides to do with a more dangerous tile, like that one.
Like that one.
The 5-pin
Yeah.
here.
Jinxie does decide to continue cutting the 2-sos.
That's right. Jinxie slowing down a little bit here, but still not completely out of the hand with those 3 Dora.
Oh, and Amungnun does pave the way for Jinxie a little bit, cutting that 6-so, which was safe into Amungnun, but not safe into Dorksport, even if the Dorksport's discards kind of make it look like the 6-so is safe.
That's right. Resco Tenpai here with no Yaku, and so also having to decide on that 5-pin, also decides not to discard it and throw tiles that are a little bit safer. Not 100% safe, mind you, but safer. No call made there on the 4-pin, as you said.
Yeah, it would have might have been a little tempting to cut that. And Resco does draw another 8-mon. I wonder if he's gonna discard it. Yeah. Resco does have a couple other options. Decide to go for the 1-mon instead. This is a decision for Jinxie.
Oh, Jinxie goes for it, coming out of his shell, waiting for that single 7-pin. But it's been discarded so many times, people might think it's safe. However, Dorksport with the sumo here, not quite the pure straight, but sumo pinfu. Not pinfu either,
not
because
a
it's
pinfu.
on the end. You're right.
On the 9, yeah.
So that's the smallest possible hand for Dorksport, but a win's a win. You get someone else's Riichi stick, you stop Jinxie's 3 Dora hand. Well done by Dorksport here, and Dorksport up into 2nd place. 4 pairs on the table. A Dora sitting there. 7 pairs might look really enticing for Dorksport. On the right, Jinxie's looking at a pair of Norths and not much else, unfortunately. Across the table, Amungnun's got a pair of Dora and the other pair of Norths, but also a 6, 7, 8-so, so looking a little bit faster here. Resco on the left with a pretty nice hand, not that much value, but could accept an 8-pin in the future.
Yeah, but the 8-pins are going to be very few and far in between, because Amungnun does have a pair of them, as you mentioned earlier. Dorksport's probably going to hold on to his Dora a little bit longer, did draw another pair, so maybe going for that 7 pairs, 2 Dora hand that, everyone likes to go for.
Yeah, Dorksport unfortunately drawing the pair of the tile that was just discarded. That's the curse of 7 pairs sometimes.
Yep. It's like you know, you have to have some kind of magical powers if you know exactly what tiles you're going to draw, and Dorksport just chose wrong that time. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, Dorksport back to the fortune telling board. In the meantime, Jinxie also drawing more pairs. Jinxie now sitting on 3 pairs, not quite a 7 pairs hand yet there, but still some useful tiles. The 5-5-6-6 so will come in handy. Resco with a huge draw on the left, filling in 3-4-5 pin. That's one away from Tenpai for Resco. Could have a really good weight.
Yeah, could be waiting on the Dora if he fills in that 2-4-6 line shape he has there. That's a pretty interesting draw for him.
Yeah, Jinxie on the right had filled in the 1-2-3 mon shape. We get a Ricci from Resco. Found the good weight. Dorksport 7 pairs. Are they going to wait on Dora, or are they going to wait on 7 pin and deal in? Or are they going to
thinking real long and hard about this? Chasing. Decides to just go for the chase here. Yeah.
There's one Dora left in the wall.
Yeah. Chasing on a single tile weight like this is a little risky.
As you said, the risk does not pay off this time as Resco cashes in with the 3-sided weight there, 2-5-8. Not worth all that much, but such a high chance to win there. Collects the Ricci only as we move into South 3.
And does get the Ricci stick from Dorksport, and also dashing any chances that Dorksport has to continue their dealership.
That's right.
And now it's Jinxie with a pretty solid looking hand over here.
Yeah, Jinxie's got a 5-6-7-8 so shape. It's pretty nice. Got that 3-4 pin in the middle. On the right, Amungnoon has a completed 1-2-3 and 7-8-9 mon, so not bad there, but still missing a pair. Across the table, Resco has 2 Dora, the 4-so and the red 5-so beside each other, as well as now some nice shapes in Pinzu. And on the left, Dorksport has a completed 1-2-3 pin and a pair and some other good shapes. So overall, all of our competitors here about evenly matched so far.
Yep. And Amungnoon does draw a 5 mon, thus leading him into maybe going for a straight in the Manzus. We'll see. I wonder. And just as I say that, draws the 4 mon.
You getting
summoned
that
straight.
This is going to be very interesting because our dealer here now is at 29,200, and so we're still at a very close game.
Oh yeah, it's so, and we're in South 3. Like,
that's right.
It's, oh my goodness. All right. It's not a 6. I thought it was a 6 mon. It's only a 7. So not quite exactly the tile Amungnoon would have liked.
That's right.
But speaking of tiles that you might like, Jinxie with that clutch 5-pin draw.
Yeah, Jinxie's patience here, not going for the full straight in the Sozu because 3 of the 2-so have passed and Jinxie hasn't called a single one. But getting paid off with that really nice red 5-pin draw allows Jinxie to go for a pinfu with still some pretty decent value here.
Yep. That's correct. And that 2 mon might be getting Amungnoon into critical mass for a full flush, but ultimately decides not to go for that. Cuts to 7 mon.
Yeah, it also gives Amungnoon a pair here. So Amungnoon now gets to 1 away from Tenpai, even though the weights are not all the greatest. Still a chance at pinfu for Amungnoon here.
Yeah, and Amungnoon taking a little bit of extra time to decide whether he's going to slow his hand down a little bit on Dora draw, but ultimately decides to not do that.
Yeah, even at this point, Dora could even be dangerous as well, and finds a different pair in the 5-pin, so relinquishes the 2 mon pair to maybe go back to getting that full straight.
Yes, which would be good for him, and also now draws the 8 pins, decides to not hold it, and gonna commit to this 8-so 9-so shape that he has over there. And Dorksport with a really good draw right there. It's a 5. That's a red 5-mon.
That's right. In the meantime, Resco has completed their 2 Dora shape, has drawn the 3-so to fill out the 3-4-5-so shape, leaving Resco still 2 tiles from Tempai, but very valuable there. All of our players jostling for that final tile. Final tile that will get them to Tempai.
Everyone's just kind of like drawing tiles, trying to get what they want, not drawing exactly what they need. It's a little frustrating, and it is getting close to the end of the hand, and it is South 3.
Yeah, unlike the previous hand where there was just rapid fire 7 pawns across the table. This hand, nobody's made a single call. Right as I say that, Resco makes a call and Amungnoon goes into Tempai, finds the full straight, but the last weight is only 7-so.
Yeah, and Resco is like, oh well, don't have much time left. This puts me into Tempai for a all simples 2-door hand. And it doesn't matter.
And a huge draw, almost Ipatsu, but the call is going to ruin Ipatsu, the cheat call from Resco. Regardless, this is almost a Mangan, and this is
massive for
Amungnoon. Completely turns the game around. Amungnoon first from last into the last hand. Now, Amungnoon dealer here. Sometimes when you're in first place, dealer is not actually the seat you want in South 4.
Because you, especially in this tournament format that we have here, if you win, you just keep going. Which usually, sometimes is a good thing, but sometimes it's a bad thing. It's like a double-edged sword. If someone else gets to snipe your first place away from you, it's a little unfortunate over there. But looking at this hand that Amungnoon has, it is pretty quick, but as I say that, Dorksport does call the South Winds and does have some few Dora, so we'll see what happens there.
That's right. Resco holding on to their isolated Dora, because as it's an inside tile, the 4-mon, there's pretty high hopes that Resco can maybe fill it out with some other draws, like a 5 or a 3-mon. Maybe even another Dora. We got Jinxie with the call on the left. That is a Yakuhai, that's the white dragon. So we'll see what Jinxie does, whether they're willing to stay second or whether they're going to go for that half flush for first.
Yeah. We'll have to see the choices that Jinxie makes. And Resco does decide to cut the Dora, and Dorksport just immediately calls it. It's like, oh, well, thank you for the 3 Doras. I'm going to have my Mangan hand now.
It's a real interesting situation here.
Definitely. Oh, that's a Dora draw for Amungnoon. Okay. Oh, now Dorksport's in Tempai, waiting on the 6-mon. Single weight, but
there it is.
Oh.
It only takes 1, and Resco drops that 1. Dorksport cashes in. That is going to turn the tables once again. Is it enough for first, though? I'm not convinced. Yeah.
Oh, it's just shy.
I'm still good at math. But that is
hey.
unfortunate for Dorksport. But, I mean, fortunate. A win's a win, right?
A win is a win, and it is a 3-game thing. Dorksport's like, well, I have like a single middle weight. Maybe I just take this, and we're gonna go again next game, putting himself in a slightly more advantageous spot.
That's right. It would have been really hard to get those 500 points. Basically, Dorksport would have had to go for a Hanemon there, which would be pretty difficult without some sort of con or something.
Yeah, and or someone would have to Ricci, but what is it? Jinxie was open, and let's see, and yeah, there were only 2 people that could Ricci, and it is like a middle weight. So Dorksport definitely just taking the conservative play here, and I definitely agree with that.
That's right. So Mongnoon in first by 500 points. Nobody above 30,000 this game. Plus 19.7. Dorksport in second. Jinxie in third. And Resco in fourth. But still a very close game. Anyone can win it.
And it does look like the top two people coming into the finals were in the bottom two in this first game. So that's definitely going to shake up the rankings.
That's right. And we can see here it's done a lot. You can see the top two have become the bottom two. Even though that game was so close, it's those extra ranking points, that UMA, that you either gain or lose for your actual placement in the game. As we were saying, the initial scores were easily overturnable. They have been overturned.
Yep, and as everyone was saying before, one game will completely, you only need one game, and a good showing to completely overtake the points that you had coming in, and they were correct.
That's right, and with some lucky draws for our players, it seems like we have some lucky draws for our viewers.
Oh, that's correct. We do have another lucky draw for another special acrylic picture stand, and I think I'm gonna be the one asking the question for this one, so I'm excited.
That's right. So we've got our acrylic picture stand here. We've got an image of it for the finals here. I know you're all curious. Here's our sample image.
Is that actually what it's gonna look like?
That's correct. And we've also got a question for you. So Pio, take it away.
All right, and our question for you today, please post it in the chat. And as the same as yesterday, we will be announcing the winners. And if you win, please contact us by email at mjs.cs@yo-star.com. And the question today is, who is your favorite contestant in the top 4? Please, once again, put it in the chat. Me personally, I think I'm gonna be a fan of Omoknoon. He has a Korean Mahjong Soul handle, and so I am Korean, so I gotta root for my fellow Korean.
All right, that's easy. For me, I'm it's hard as the main caster to pick sides.
Oh yeah, it's it's hard to be biased.
But I think I'm going to end up going for Jinxie here. Jinxie has shown pretty good progress. Jinxie has been a very active member of the community, and so that's pretty cool. We saw some really interesting play in this past game. Even though they did end up in third, there was a lot of decision between 7 pairs, open hands, reachy hands, and it's been pretty impressive. I think we've also got Irie and Curly here. So Irie, who are you looking at in this finals match?
Me personally, when I was doing the highlight reels and I saw Resco with the Toucan Ricci Sumo Haneman, that hand won my support. I'm rooting for Resco.
That was a truly exciting hand. It
It's
showed us what
spectacular.
Mahjong was all about. Those 2 close cons were pretty crazy. I was getting hyped. And Curly.
Hey there. So I think I'm gonna have to go with Dorksport. That starter with the pair of 3 so with the Dora just out the gate, he won my heart after that.
That was good.
That's my favorite weight as well. 3 so Tanki. We're all talking about our other players' decisions, and Dorksport immediately draws the 3 so pair weight for the win.
Yeah, I was watching that too. It was such. I did not expect, but I should have. It is the Sunzo after all.
I believe.
should have
I truly
respected.
believe.
All right, and Everyone, keep posting about who you're rooting for in this top four. The games aren't over. It's not over. These point differences are very small, and as you saw here, one first place will definitely turn the tides.
That means our competitors are going to need all your support in order for any of them to get ahead of the others and take the championship. So, if you want one of them to win, cheer for them in the chat. Don't forget to like this live stream if you appreciate the show that our competitors and we here are putting on. And subscribe to the Mahjong Soul official YouTube channel for notifications on events, tournaments, giveaways, draws, and other content. We're looking for your answers in the chat. Who's your favorite Jianqi?
Seeing a lot of diverse players around there. Seems to be a nice even spread.
Ooh, and we have the winners, I think.
Oh, we do? Okay.
That's right. We'll get them up on stream shortly.
Drum roll, please. Congratulations to Alf L and Paper for winning the lucky draw. You will be receiving the special acrylic picture stand, so don't forget to email mjs.cs@yo-star.com with your name, your shipping address, and the URL of your YouTube channel. Once again, that's the name, the shipping address, and the URL of your YouTube channel. If you don't know where to get that, click your YouTube avatar in the top right, select your channel, copy the URL, email that over to Yostar, and they will set you up with your special acrylic picture stand. Thank you for playing, and it's not over. There will be more later on in the stream, so stay tuned. Now, in the meantime, it looks like our games are continuing with our competitors in a tight race with each other. There's 2 games to go. It's going to be exciting. And we are going to be changing cast crew for game number 2. So,
it's time to say goodbye to me, because that is going to be it for me for that game.
all right, Pio, thank you for commentating. Any other last words you'd like to say?
Oh, no, nothing. It's just, I'm always so happy to be on, and so thankful to Yostar for having me every year, as always. And, I leave it to the next commentators. I'm sure they're going to be amazing here.
All right.
All right.
Please welcome to the stage. Irie is back. Hello, Irie.
Hello, Ari. I mean, hi, everybody. It's me once again, Magical Mahjong Girl. Stream over at Twitch. I'm here for some more Mahjong.
And with her, we have Curly for his first game of the day.
How's it going, everyone? I'm glad to be back. I'm Curly, your resident Reachy content creator. And how's it going, Irie?
I'm going great.
So, we have some very interesting games that we have ahead of us right now. I was noticing that Game 1 was kind of a little timid compared to some of the other explosive games we've had in the past. Game 1 seems to be a very, feel out how the table's going to go. Game 1's all about data. I expect the next few games are going to be a lot more explosive.
But still, even though there weren't a lot of limit hands, we still saw a lot of back and forth, right? We saw a lot of consistent play. Jinxie has been playing pretty consistently. Unfortunately, there at the end, couldn't quite make it to second and first, but that's okay. You know, they're still pretty close altogether, and even, you know, this difference could be made in these two games.
Yeah, game 2 here is going to be very important because it's going to definitely set the tone for the final game. Omokun Dorksport going to have to try to do something to break this kind of tie that they have between them, and Retsuko is really going to have to dig deep to try to get as many points they can this game so that they're not in a complete deficit going into game 3.
That's right.
And we are nearly ready with our game 2. Seems to be starting up momentarily.
Yeah, and this is, I was saying that, you know, this difference could be made up in the following game. We saw Omo at +7, now at leading, and is going to be our first dealer.
All right, and here we go. We're starting off, and let's starting with the dealer. Omongun has a pair of red dragons in hand. Retsuko has a lot of characters, about half their hand is characters, but they might need some work to try to make something super great on that, though the shapes are looking pretty good. Dorksport with 2 Dora in hand already, and a pair of West Winds that they can call to secure their Yaku. That final West Wind in Jinxie's hand with a lot of honors, and oh, is it time already?
It could be. So Jinxie has a lot of honor tiles here. He could end up tripling them up and going for a half wish or perhaps something even bigger. Meanwhile, Omognoon has a lot of 8 and 9 shapes. Could end up in mixed triple sequence.
Jinxie, if you go for the 13 orphans in the first game, I'm changing my vote.
Could it be? No, this card's denied.
I was being hopeful there. I did not expect them to actually go for it.
I was going to say that could still be hopes for all honors, but never mind.
Nope, but with the Westwind drop, Dorksport was able to pick that up, so they have the Yaku secured, and Jinxie is going to secure the South Wind triple as well, but that is not either their sea or wind or game wind, so they're going to have to find something else to get a Yaku going.
Retsuko with the 8 and 9 of bamboo, deciding to keep that shape that has proven to be worth the wait. We saw the pure straight, the win on the 7 only. Could we see it again?
That's very possible indeed, but they don't have a lot of time to do it with all these players calling tiles so quickly.
Omognoon had a chance at a one away there with that 9-mon, but decided against it, perhaps thinking it's worth it more to go for the mixed triple sequence.
I do see that mixed triple sequence in hand, and if they are going to go for that, there's a chance that if the red dragon leaves Jinxie's hand, that Omokun will not call that red dragon. It's a very interesting decision that they'll have to make if it comes. I'm very curious to see what they go for.
Meanwhile, Darksport is 1 away after making 2 calls. That hand is not worth a lot of points, but even 2,000 points here to start off East 1 would be a pretty good spot to be at.
That is absolutely right, and that 2 of characters pickup's not going to progress their hand. The last few tiles, last few go-arounds have not really made progress for anyone's hand, and the tension you can see is just mounting.
Yeah, Omognoon has not made an upgrade yet for 6 draws. We'll see, though, if they decide to take this red dragon.
And they do! So they are not going to go for the big value hand that we could have gone with the mixed triple sequence, but they are in Tenpai with the 7 of dots. And as dealer, you have a Dora, you have a red dragon in hand. That might be good enough. It's really good to get that early lead, for sure.
It looks like Retsuko might have decided not to go for this hand anymore after seeing these calls. I do think it makes sense for Omognoon to go for this, because after not drawing anything for 6 turns, if you can take a chance to just get Tenpai, maybe someone, just deals into you.
Oh yeah, and with the discards that they have right there, a 7 of dots doesn't look too suspicious. You've already discarded so many dots before, but these players might be seeing something that I don't.
Ooh, Jinxie picks up another pair, and it's also one of the red Doras.
Ooh, that's right, but with the players in the last row of discards, they don't have a lot of time to make something worth of it. They're discarding the 4 of dots from their hand just to ensure that they have safety going into these final few discards.
Darksport still has not managed to get into Tenpai despite being one away for so long.
That's right. Oh, picks up the 4 of characters that can help with that block there. They're so close to Tenpai. We'll see if they try to risk discarding a dangerous tile in order to get there.
Who in this north here would be useful for Jinxie. And it is his seat win, so he's now Tenpai waiting on the 3 and the 6 of characters.
That was fantastic for him. Even if he doesn't win the hand, he is in Tenpai. So if it goes to no 10, he won't have to pay the penalty.
Among Noon, they're switching up the weight, now waiting on the 8 of characters and circles.
That's right. They did have to discard the Dora for that, so they're losing some value out of their hand, but going towards the very end, you only have 1 turn of discards left. You try to go for a little more acceptance than what you were going for before.
Orksport has a lot of dangerous styles in hand. It could end up dealing him, but no, he discards the right one.
Very good decision. Very good decision making from these players so far. Ooh,
No time for Jinxie to make a decision.
Yeah, they're deep in the tank on this one.
He makes
Decides
the right
to get
choice.
rid of the 7. We know that his entire hand is safe, but they don't know that as well. So that kind of decision making, that tension, can definitely add up and build stress as the games go on.
And there you have it. The Jinxie and Among Noon are Tenpai, so they will get 1,500 points from the other players.
And that's right. That's a little bit what I expected to go into this game too. There's going to be, these players are going to be very nervous and very conscious about not, they're going to play very carefully. They're not going to try to go for a really big hand, to go for a really big lead. I imagine that a lot of these players are not going to go for risky hands unless they are in last place. Otherwise, they're going to play very safe and very secure Mahjong.
Yeah, Among Noon and Dorksport are leading right now with pretty much the same score at 23.53 and 21.68. And now Among Noon is still in the dealer seat. Does have a chance to make a big hand here with this potential mixed triple sequence Dora.
I do love the situation that this table is in. You notice that 3 players each have a red dragon Dora, and it's a matter of a game of chicken who's going to discard it first, but it looks like Omonku is going to be the first one to discard it. Might pave the way for everyone else to discard the red dragons later, or that may be used as a safe tile later on.
Wow, Among Noon decides not to call Chi on the 2 of bamboo, and instead just draws it himself. The complete confidence.
Pays to be patient.
Makes to be patient.
Dorksport picking up that 6 of characters, decides to drop to the 3. They actually have 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, they have 4 pairs.
4 pairs in hand. That could
thing.
A 7 pairs weight, potentially with the red dragon, could be a really good route for them. Ooh, and they pick up the 2 of bamboo. They might go for it. This is going to be tricky.
Yeah, so that is 1 away now, and seeing the red dragon discarded, Darksport could actually make use of the red dragon by waiting on it for us his final tile for the 7 pairs.
Exactly. It can be the perfect bait. And Jinxie is in a perfect position to potentially fall for it if Dorksport can get to Tenpai fast enough before Jinxie discards the red dragon. Or Jinxie might be thinking the same thing. They might try to utilize the red dragon into their hand.
That's definitely a possibility. And meanwhile, though, Among Noon picked up the 9-man, and now he's 1 away from the mixed triple sequence as we spoke earlier, and now there he is. Tenpai, mixed triple sequence, Dora 1, Ridichi. That's going to be a dealer manga on 12,000 points, if he can make it work.
He might be able to, though, because Dorksport does have 3 loose tiles in their hand that could be the pair. If he doesn't pair up the 3 of dots, he may choose that to discard to get into Tenpai, and that could be the perfect opportunity Omonkun could get to get a huge lead to start this table.
And there's still 1 that Among Noon can draw himself, but any of these could come out.
Ooh, red 5's a little nervous, but it passes just fine. And now Resco drawing a 7 of dots. Now they're going to have to make a few decisions on how they want to shape the rest of their hand.
Yeah, it looks like Dorksport deciding to fold, and I definitely respect the decision. It is a dealer Ricci. You know, you already paid 2,000 point, 1,500. You don't want to deal anymore, and then you have to make plays that you don't really want to afterwards. Definitely agree with the decision.
Well, they picked up an interesting tile with there. Could they? They actually might still be able to get to Tempai while still dodging. If they draw 4 dots would be really good for them. It would give them a lot of interesting decisions to make at that point. That is a big if, though. And we're gonna see. Okay, they're gonna drop the Retsuko's gonna drop the 3 of bamboo. It does seem that at this point, players are not gonna be trying to force these hands, especially if they're at such low value. And as you said, to the dealer Ricci, it may not be worth it at all.
That's right. We're coming close to the end of the match. There's still 2 more draws for Omo Noon, but it could still be the winning tile. We don't see the last 3 pin. It could be in the dead wall, but we could see it right here.
Nope. Did not see it.
And it looks like there's a single Tempai, 3,000 points for Omo Noon. Of course, the winning the hand would have been preferable, but 3,000 points, you know, he gets the job done.
It's not nothing, and we've seen so many of these games come down to the smallest of margins, and 3,000 points, you would definitely take that. You are also keeping your dealer as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've seen games come down to like 100, 200 points.
Absolutely. I've been at the bad end of those games more times than I care to admit.
Me too.
Yep.
Here we see Darksport has a pretty nifty hand. A lot of honor tiles, a lot of bamboo.
Oh yeah, but the honor tiles, especially the wins, they can't incorporate by itself. They might be able to go for a half flush, if they can get some luck with their draws. But it's gonna be interesting for sure because Jinxie has a lot of the honor tiles that Darksport might want, and vice versa. It's gonna be interesting to see who discards what when and how that interacts with each other. And yeah, Dorksport seems like they're just gonna try to push the half flush.
Yeah, I feel like we're gonna see like back-to-back pawns. Well, maybe not quite, but soon.
Yeah, once that is how a lot of these games tend to go. There, not a lot of action happening. Then if one person takes an action, it becomes a waterfall of calls and reaches, as we've seen in the last game. That may be the case here as well. Definitely, these players are giving each other a lot of respect. Whenever one player is calling a Ricci, no one seems to be challenging it unless it might be a really big hand, but the hands that they have so far have not been big enough to want to challenge that Ricci.
Resko was going nowhere with this hand for a long time, but no, he just recently picked up the 4th pair, and now this is the 5th one, so that puts him at 1 away from 7 pairs.
Oh man, all right, if Darksport couldn't do it, maybe Resko can be our 7 pairs hero this time.
Ooh, and Dorksport now manages to pair up the East.
Ooh, now we're in a situation where both Jinxie and Dorksport might be waiting on the East triple and locking each other out of the hand. And while that's happening, Omogu's gonna declare Ricci, waiting on the 7 of dots? Yes, just a single closed 7 of dots. Unfortunately for him, 3 of those 7 dots are accounted for in each player's hand. Retsuko using it as a pair, and Jinxie using it as a 6-7 sequence, so he only has 1 shot at actually getting this Ricci. But as he's proven in the last hand, just declaring Ricci might be enough to just win the whole hand, forcing everyone to fold if they're too afraid to interact with it.
Yeah, and the previous Ricci stick declaration is still up there on the top left corner. You can see the bonus points that are awarded when a hand goes to a draw or when a player declares Ricci and no one wins. Yeah, there's still 2,600 points up for grabs for any of these players.
That's right. The little single dot on the left is worth 1,000, and the multiple dots on the right is worth 300.
Yeah, there's something to consider. If perhaps you could have not declared a Ricci in order to just go for this hand as a Shadow Tempai.
absolutely like a contention point that I see, and I hear different opinions all the time. Do you just slam the Reachy button as quickly as you can? You're the first one to it. You're the dealer. It's good enough. Or do you try to wait for the better weight? You never know. But while we're thinking about that, Resco finds their second to last pair, and they decide to declare Reachy, waiting on the 2 of characters.
Yeah, and the East is too dangerous for Northport to discard, so he'll start having to discard some of these bamboo tiles.
Yeah, it seems like
waiting on the single two of characters. We'll see if he manages to pick it up, just like Jinxie did on the last game.
Yeah, it seems like Dortsport a little while ago just decided to give up their half flush, and they might be able to still form a Tempai even with the fold. So it'll require a bit of luck and some skillful navigation to make sure that they don't deal in. Oh, but we have another Reachy. 3 Reachies!
Yeah, I think this is a 3-6 East weight. And this is the last go around, though. Let's see if there's a win or if there's not.
With 3 players in Reachy, they have no control over what they discard. Anyone can discard into each other, but not quite.
Nothing happens. Dorksport pays up 3,000. That's definitely better than paying up any of these hands. And now there's 4,900 points up for grabs on the top left corner. You can see them.
That's true.
That's a lot of points that anyone can just... So even the smallest hand is worth 5,000 right now.
That's right. You may just see people for this hand just call really quick hands that may not be worth even only just 1 Han, but that'll be enough to like potentially change their position and give them a huge lead. Dorksport already gonna be calling the 5 of dots, and Jinxie is gonna follow suit, calling the 6, 7, 8 of characters. These players are gonna go fast.
Yeah, and I think this might be a chi also for Dorksport. He's waiting on either of these dragons to be tripled up, and also on the 6 of bamboo. We'll see if he can make it. Omonu might actually take this and go for half flush himself.
This is a very interesting choice they have to make. You don't your only Yaku that you can get for this, it seems to be the half flush, and trying to contest that against all these other players, it's risky, but you gotta make plays.
I mean, because the speed is so fast. If you don't go for something, if you just keep waiting around, who knows if you're actually going to make it. Meanwhile, I just noticed that Resco is also 1 away again from the 7 pairs.
Oh my god, yeah, they're going for it again, you're right, and they have a Dora set up this time. Resco in 7 pairs. It's peanut butter and jelly at this point.
Oh my goodness, a triplet even. And so this hand could be something more than 7 pairs because of the south. It could be a Yaku, and Dorksport finds the 6 of bamboo and now it's now ready to win on green or white. This would be a huge blowout hand, especially with the bonus points.
Absolutely. Pick up the 8's gonna drop it, and that's gonna get picked up by Jinxie. It's interesting what they're gonna discard. Yeah, the 6 was the probably obvious choice if they're gonna push. But with all these other players doing stuff, especially with a Reachy call right there, you have to be really careful.
Reachy on the 1, and now another chi for Jinxie Tenpai on the 3 of bamboo and 6 pin. It's anyone's game. There's so many Reachies. There are 5 Reachy sticks up for grabs.
This is so dangerous. This could be this hand right here actually could potentially decide the entire tournament. It could be one of the major contributors.
This is a huge moment. Oh my goodness.
This could definitely set the tempo for everything.
Everyone is ready.
Gonna draw the 8 of dots.
Any draw could make it. Oh, using the Reachy Cheetah Dora too. Oh my goodness. The Mangan with the bonus points. How many points does Resco win after all? 13,900. This is a huge hand.
14,000 off of a 7 pairs. That's one of the best 7 pairs I've seen. One of them.
One of them.
As I was saying that statement, I remembered the other 7 pairs that we saw yesterday.
The 7 pairs was beautiful. Even more beautiful than my Yakuman 7 pairs.
Ooh.
Sorry for another time though. We're talking about the players here. Resco, that's exactly what Resco needed at minus 3.8. You know, with this lead, he could carry it all the way, especially with this hand is actually pretty good.
Really good. It's a dealer hand too. This is like a pivotal moment for Resco to potentially blow out this table. Dorksport, starting their hand with a bunch of dragons, decides to cut the 2 loose ones, keeping the pair of white dragons in hand just in case. And Jinxie with Do they also have pairs? They have 3 pairs so far, but they're actually just going to call the east winds and just secure that Yaku.
Yeah, so now Jinxie's 1 away. There's a lot of ways this hand can go, as in there are a lot of tiles that Jinxie can call. Oh, and that one, I didn't even think of that one, but that one works too. Now, ready to win on the 1 and 4 of Bamboo.
Waiting on having a 1 and 4 wait this early just feels so good. 1 and 9s, those terminal tiles are just ones that are most likely going to get cut early
Yeah, I
on
feel like
to
this is
form
just going
other
to be
hands.
a quick deal in here. Ooh, not quite yet, but soon.
Dorksport
Yeah.
actually dropping the white dragon. Interesting.
Yeah,
I guess
wonder-
because it was played. Oh yeah, it was played by Resco earlier, so now it paves the way.
Kan.
That makes sense. Ooh, a
Content! Yes, we have cons.
con!
It helps everyone but him. That's usually how it goes, but it's exciting for us.
Yeah, Omognu now has Laura 2 in his hand. And now any Ricci could end up giving the win here. But the thing is, this wait is so good and it's so early that I feel like at some point it just has to come out. Because usually if you're waiting on like a 4 and a 7 or a 3 and a 6, usually those it's up in the air whether you get it or not. But the 1, it's so unlikely that someone makes it all the way through a hand without discarding it.
That's true. Currently, Dorksport has the potential to keep it in
And
their
there it
hand.
is.
Oh, yep.
Omognu.
Oh, but he's thinking on it.
Does he sniff it out? He doesn't. Yeah, that's going to be a very quick, easy 2,000 points. 2,600. Because the con. Because the con, see? It helps.
There it is. All right, and as we get into the east hand, we've been at this table for a little while, but still in the east. Ooh, Dorksport has a pocket pair of Doras right there, and 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs already. Maybe this is just the 7 pairs table. This is just what's happening here.
Yeah, maybe he takes a page from Resco's book and tries to go for the 7 pairs here.
Ooh, Jinxie, actually an interesting decision. Jinxie calls the triple of one of Bamboo's to, looks like, try to force a half flush, and they've just been blessed by the wall to make it happen.
He'll be probably sad to know that Omognu has 3 of the 7 of Bamboo though.
Yeah,
But there's still plenty of ways for the hand to be completed, even without the 7s.
yeah. Speaking of Among Moon, I do like the shapes of his hand. He has a lot of potential to get into Tenpai on very good weights.
Yeah, either the 1-8, the 3-6. It all helps here.
Oh, here's that 6 of Bamboo.
Ooh,
Thinking
Jinxie
about
takes
it,
it with the Chi.
It's
It's
gotta
a very
take it.
interesting decision there because you can take it with the pawn or with the Chi, and deciding to go with the 4-5-6 Chi in order to pawn something up later,
Yep,
or
that's
perhaps
right.
still Chi the 5. It's a possibility.
Ooh. And this is actually getting around the situation we were talking about. Omongun with these 7 of Bamboos in hand. Now Jinxie doesn't really need them.
Wow, this is an amazing draw for
Ooh.
Dorksport.
Oh, Dorksport has very interesting decisions to make.
There's even a possibility of mixed triple sequence here for Dorksport, but he decides to go for the 3 of Bamboo as a pair.
Yeah, it goes for 3 of Bamboo as a pair, but it's interesting because maybe you want the 6 of Dots as your pair instead. It's a very interesting
I think it's
route
a
to take.
defensive play because he doesn't want to discard the 3 of Bamboo.
That is very true. That is very true indeed. Discarding yeah, that's right. Discarding any Bamboos at this situation.
Oh,
looking
full
at
flush
Jinxie,
standby for Jinxie!
It's very
Of course,
dangerous,
dealing into
especially as you
Omongun.
said with full flush.
Yeah, so this is a 1-4-7 here. Wait for Omognu.
And there are 3 tiles, I believe, out there. Yeah, no one has the tiles that he needs. He just needs to potentially chop deck them. And if people are on notice, if anyone else draws those Bamboos, they're probably going to hold on to him very tight. I know I would.
Ooh, it could be anyone's hand here. This hand is huge for Jinxie.
He's actually paused on that one. I imagine that you're just windmill slamming all of these tiles that aren't the one that you need to win. But he actually took a moment to consider.
Yeah, he's just thinking like, I wonder if this deals in or not because he can still try to fold here. Oh, and there it is!
There it is.
Almost noon! The
Oh.
disaster deals into the Chinitsu, the full flush by Jinxie.
There you go. There's 5 Han, 8,000 points. Mongun right there. Direct hit on a Mongun.
Very unfortunate. 2 back-to-back deal-ins of huge hands. Omognu is gonna have to do some work here. Good thing he has a very healthy point buffer.
He definitely has the lead going into this game, but if you're just gonna give it all up in this one, you're gonna be in a really hard and unfortunate situation going into game 3, and that's not where you want to be.
But this is still only East 4, so this could still be. This could still look at this hand by Omognu. This is actually a huge hand. Can we talk about this? Look at
talk
that.
about it, please. Oh, you're right. Yeah, let's talk about this.
2 triplets of 9, and already 1 away. Right, so this could be huge.
That could be huge. They might be able. I don't know if they'll be able to go for a
And he
triple
picks
hand,
up a Dora.
Yeah, they do pick up a Dora. They may not be able to go for an all triples on there, but if they are able to reachy it and get some really big underdoors on it, ooh, this is a decision. Do you give up the red 5 for the shape?
Yeah, do you give up the Dora also? Okay, he does give up the red 5, but he keeps the Dora. Perhaps thinking he can maybe loop back around to that one and use it.
That is right. That is correct. At this point, Omon-kun
Ooh, there it
trying to
is.
decide to go for speed. That's an excellent pickup for them. Now they can incorporate this Dora in this hand. Oh, but while we're talking about
I was going to-
single Dora, Resko has 3 in hand.
Yeah, that's 3 Dora in hand. The shapes, I think there's only 1 sequence complete. Yeah, it looks like it. But, I mean, this could go pretty well. It could, a lot of ways for this all simples hand to progress.
It's also, even if you don't have those shapes like formed, you have those Doras in hand. You know where they are. So you can feel a little bit more comfortable about certain plays, knowing that you're not going to get as blown out as you might have dealing into a unknown hand.
Mm-hmm. See here, Omongdun just waiting for the signal. Will slam that Reachy button like we've never seen before. Resko, meanwhile, pick up another pair. A lot of ways to pawn and cheat every single direction. There we go.
That's right. Ooh, that 6 was
Progress.
exactly what they needed.
Oh, he tosses the 5. Interesting. So yeah, still deciding to keep the ping fu over the potential call for all simples.
Yeah, but he also has a potential pure double sequence with those doors.
Oh,
in
there
hand.
it is!
There it is!
There's a pure double. And in fact, he goes Shadow Tenpai. Shadow Tenpai on the 6 and the 9.
Oh yeah, it's enough points right
there
there.
it is!
Perfect.
Because there's no Reachy, there's Dora 3, pure double sequence, Pingfu, all simples. That's gonna be a Hanuma, I think. Yeah, Hanuman.
6 on Hanuman.
Huge hand for Resko.
It goes to show that if your hand value is big enough, you don't need to slam the Reachy button. I know everyone out there sees the button, they want to slam it, but in these
would like to have a word
situations
with
where
you.
you're trying to make sure that players deal into you, sometimes you have to be shadowed, sneaky about it. You have to get under the radar.
I mean, yes, but also it's just so exciting to press the Reachy button.
I do not disagree with you here.
Anyways, Omonoon here might be this might be the comeback hand. He just picked up the 3 of bamboo to fill out that 1-2, and now he has Dora 2 to make something big here. As on the dealer seat, South
Yep,
one.
That dealer seat's gonna help him get a lot of extra points if he can get this dealer going. And picks up the 7 of dots that'll allow him to use that 5 in his hand as well. Slowly but surely progressing his hand. Okay, Resko starting off their hand with all 3 dragons and is slowly discarding them, cutting them down. And we just passed into the South game, so that pair of East is in their hands. Not going to be able to form a Yaku by itself.
Yeah, but it does work for a potential Pingfu, and Rascal here does have a chance of calling, perhaps for the pure straight.
Oh, Darksword doesn't take the white dragon.
Yeah, interesting. I think this could be an attempt at just a closed Post something hand. Just maybe deciding that Richie is just more value.
Yeah, you'll probably see this a lot with these the players that are in the lower placements in third or fourth, especially this far behind. You can't just call any sort of hand just to get a win. You need big value, and just calling a white dragon with only one door in hand, that's not going to be enough, especially in this south hand. You got to go for your big wins, go for your big outs, and try to win big.
So now 1 away for Omognoon. Some very nice weights here. And this could end up being a really big hand. Oh, there it is!
There it is.
Are we going to have a moment to wait here for Omognoon? No, he just goes straight into it, slams the Ricci button. So now it's a wait for the 6. We'll see if we can make it.
One of them has already been discarded. The other one's in Dorksport hand. That means there are 2 left. This is a really hard wait. Oh no, if you waited
that would have been such a good upgrade.
Oh no. That is the trade-off that he made. He sacrificed potential for upgrades for speed and guaranteedness, and it's come back to bite him in that instant.
Ooh. Jinxie with a nice draw there.
I do like Jinxie's hand
right now.
and
another one. This could end up being another full flush for Jinxie.
It's going to take a minute because they have to get 3 full discards to get there. And as we're getting into the last row of discards, that may be a little bit of a big ask, but their shape is really good.
But I don't think that one's going to be discarded. That 6-pin has a home in Rascal's hand.
Yeah, that's fitting nice and snug in there. So that means Omonggoon only has 1 shot at actually making this Ricci.
Yeah, this 5-1 is a bit suspicious for Jinxie, so he decides to discard the 1 instead, since that is a safe tile.
That's right.
It's likely that we'll just see a complete fold here.
Red 5's looking kind of dangerous. Looking kind of scary. What are you going to do, Dorksport? It's going to think really hard on it, as you should. Alright, going to discard the 9 of bamboo.
Yeah, so now this opens up a path for Dorksport to go all simples, so it's not all that bad.
Yeah, that is true. And it is a guaranteed safe tile against the Ricci player, so it is a very good route for them to take, for sure.
There it is, the 4-1.
Yep. Ooh, okay. Can't quite get there yet. Alright, 9 of characters was a potential shape.
Ooh, look at Jinxie's hand! It's so beautiful! So many bamboo!
And
this
here I was doubting the full flush.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll believe next time.
So this is 1, 2, 3! There we go! Close stamp by full flush on the trio bamboo!
Jinxie, you're not fair.
This is a 12,000
What are you doing?
Hand.
That's crazy.
The only Yaku to be 6 Han by itself, close full flush. It's not often that we see this.
Well, he's not going to get the close, but maybe on a discard from Retsuko? Nope. Doesn't get it. Gets close, though.
And then he shows it to everybody. Haha, I had it.
Yeah, we got another exhaustive draw. Once again, these players respecting the Ricci.
A lot of respect for the Ricci, even though it was a single tile wait. Of course, they don't know that. It could be a 4 tile wait for all they know. They just don't want to deal into it. And now Omongnoon.
Has there been anyone dealing into a Ricci? Or all the deal-ins from Shadow Tenpais?
I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Okay, but that definitely does seem to be the flow of the game. As soon as one person declares Ricci, everyone is on notice. The exclamation
I think there was a 7 pairs. It was a 7 pairs.
There was the 7 pairs. That is right. That is correct.
Ricci 7 pairs, Dora 2. For 13,900.
Yeah. Ooh, okay.
All right.
So even though Omonggoon wasn't able to get the Ricci, they were still in Tenpai, able to keep their dealer. And now this hand has the potential to be a half flush with the East seed as well.
This half flush could be pretty huge for Omongnoon.
Especially with Jinxie having all of these bamboos in hand. Oh, doesn't take the 4. it looks like it's going to mess up their shape a little too much.
Yeah, the 4 would not be the ideal here. I think the 3 of bamboo you definitely take. The 8 of bamboo also. But I think I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with not taking.
Yeah, Omon-kun is in, as I was mentioning before, is in a fortunate situation. Jinxie probably not going to incorporate mini bamboos if they draw them, so that just paves the way right there to pick them all right up.
リーチ
Ooh, a quick Reachy from Jinxie. This is great. Reachy, Pinfu, Dora 1.
Yeah, waiting on the 3 and 6 dots right there. Many of them looks like most of them are accounted for. Seems to be only one of each tile that he's waiting on in the wall.
Yeah, but if anyone deals in here, the critical hit Uradora could end up bumping this into a bigger hand. Omognoon. With 2 of them.
Okay, drops the
Alright.
2. He's gonna play it safe. There's also 2 Reachy sticks and a repeat stick on the line here. So any win that happens here is going to be worth that little bit of extra points, and that could be the difference maker.
We'll see. Omonu has a way to get Tempa here. Ooh, this half flush could end up being a trap.
And they're thinking really hard on this one. Do they try to go for it or do they fold?
Wow.
Okay.
Just discards the 4 of bamboo. A very good play.
So is there a way for Omon-kun to safely get into Tenpai?
I mean, the 6 pin? No. I'm not sure. I guess the 3 pin now would give him Tenpai without
There
dealing
it
in.
is. Yeah, but not as much anymore because there's a new factor in the equation. Resco
There's
calling
another
Reachy. Now waiting on the 1 and 4 of dots.
Oh, and the one-shot sumo
Let's go!
for the Mangan. Could be more, actually. Okay, just
barely.
yeah, just
One off.
barely. The 440 Mangan.
I saw the character there and I got really excited for a second.
By 1.
Oof, off by 1.
Yeah, Rasco with a commanding lead right now, 56,200. This is a huge lead. It's
Yeah,
exactly what Rasco needed.
Yeah, especially being down over 10 points from 3rd place and over 20 points from the top. This is exactly what you need.
Well, I'm interested to see what the scoreboard ends up looking like after this game because it's definitely going to be shaken up.
I'm definitely excited to see the 3rd game because that's when everyone's going to go all out.
Jinxie picks up the White Dragon, just going for a quick Tenpai because 2nd place for Jinxie is perfectly fine.
That is true. It is interesting to see the decisions that they're going to make on this. They might try to force a half flush or just go for speed and just move the game along.
Rasco has a shot here at making his lead even bigger with this hand. It has Dora, it has some nice shapes, it has the pair, it has another Dora.
You'll love to see it. Red 5s, I love them. Yeah, unfortunately, Dorksport is holding on to this pair of East that they can't incorporate unless they try to go for a Pinfu. And it doesn't seem like their hand is getting set up for it. It might just be a Reachy with no other Yaku that's on the table. Ooh, but they pick up a Dora. There it is.
Ooh. Wow, that's a very quick Reachy from Northport. Turn 5 Reachy, waiting on the 7 pin only.
Yeah, unfortunately for Dorksport, there are 2 7 of pins already in player's hand, and they seem to be locked there. So he's only got 1 shot at it. But as we said before, even if you have not a great weight, especially as we've been seeing in this lobby, just slamming the Reachy might be enough to just get you into no 10 and get some points that way.
And just keep the Tenpai for the late game and then just sneak in those points.
Yeah, each of the players here definitely very respectful for their opponent's Reachys.
Yeah, as we see Omognoon perhaps folding here, discarding the 6. There's always more points to lose. So
Ooh.
definitely smart to respect.
Yeah, but Jinxie picking up that 3 of dots, and now they're in Tempai on the 3 and 6 of bamboo. And Resco has a lone 3 of bamboo in their hand. It might come out if they try to make progress on their hand.
We'll see. Wow, Omonoon picking up another pair. If he had perhaps gone for a different discard, this could be either one away or template.
Oh, but looks like Jinxie gave up their Tempai for safety.
Wow.
And they might get it back?
I don't
No,
think
not
it's
quite. No,
quite
not
getting
quite.
it back yet. Yeah, just discarding the safe 6-mon. I mean, it's pretty smart. You want to keep all those points. This hand is
Right.
not worth a lot of points for Jinxie, so he really, like, he had a shot there, took a peek, but decided that, 1,000 points it's not a hill worth dying on.
Yeah, very good risk analysis coming from these players. Ooh, discards the 5. Interesting. Omongoon, taking a minute to think about their discard, discards the 3 of characters, does not get picked up by Resco as they follow suit of Jinxie's discard and discards the 5 of bamboo. Ooh, picks up another 3 of characters. He passed once before, it'll probably pass again.
Ooh, and there it is!
Oh, does not get under Dora, but still. 4,000 points, and you're getting the dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't have a lot of points going into third, the difference on Uma going out of these games can be huge. So even if you don't have a shot at making second, securing third can be just as important. Ooh, Dork Sport's hand is looking really good. Got a nice set of sequences and shapes set up for them. And Omongoon hand, it's got a nice little red 5 on it, but it's isolated. Kind of in
but that
contrast
hand,
with
though,
the,
it does
with the
have
rest of
2
their hand.
completed sequences and 2 pairs, so this is actually pretty close.
That's right. Ooh, Jinxie picks up the double south, or a pair of them. They have the potential to get the double south. Let's go. Having a south in their hand as well.
Ooh, this is interesting from Dorksport. Your shapes are pretty good, but he decides to go, because this way you get to keep the all simples.
That's right. If they're going to go that route, then eventually they'll have to cut the 9 of bamboo if they try to get a better shape. It'll be interesting to see when Resco decides to get rid of the Southwind. If he gets rid of it early, Jinxie might take it and put the entire table on notice with the double south. But if Resco waits too long, Jinxie might get into Tempai, and if it's discarded later, that could be the winning tile. Ooh, but Dorksport picking up that 4 of dots Dora, which fits right nice and snug with that 4, 5, 6 sequence.
Yeah, so now the only problem is that the Tempai here, if you get the 4 or 7 pin, well, I guess you could choose the 5-8, but he could be Tempai right now if he had the 9. But this is still pretty good, all things considered.
That's right. You might be able to find a pair somewhere else.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Yep, there you go. You got it.
And this is Reach being Futanya Dora 1. Potential for pure double sequence Dora 2. Sumo and all the marbles.
That's right. As we've seen before, the players probably have enough discipline to not discard a Dora.
Ooh,
So they're not going to get
Chasey
that.
Ricci.
But we have a Chase Ricci.
Wow. So now there's also a 7-4 weight as well as the 4-7 pin. Yeah, it's 4-7 in 2 different suits.
That's right. There it is.
Oh, and Dorksport deals it to Jinxie. It's not even Pinfu because of the South, but that's enough to still break Dorksport's heart.
Yep, and at this point, if you're if you're Jinxie, you're definitely wanting to try to get as many points as you can to get potentially have the chance to get first place. But what's more important is to make sure that these players who are way below you in points don't have an opportunity to make up that difference.
Wow.
Oh,
So
neat.
maybe this is definitely what do they call it? Toitsuba, the triplet round, where everyone just has triplets. Look at this. 2 triplets already for Jinxie, concealed in hand.
Oh, you're right. I didn't even notice that. I was looking at Omonkun's triplets of the South wins.
Yeah, and also, you know, a pair for 2 pairs for Darksport, 1 pair for Resco of the Dragons.
Yeah, players are really close to Tenpai just starting out. We could see a very explosive set of Reachies within the first couple of rows.
So now this is 1 away for Jinxie. It's not ideal, it's not a lot of points, but it is 1 away. A Dealer Riichi's a Dealer Riichi.
Dealer Riichi is very threatening.
Oh, the 1 pin would have been the perfect pair.
And Resco picking up that West Wind, just gonna get rid of it. And Dorksport picking up. Oh, but there's the Riichi opportunity. There he is. There's Tenpai. How are they gonna do this?
リー
Is
チ
he actually
Are
going
they
to
gonna
think
do
it? He will. Just waiting on the 5. It is kind of a Suji trap, right? When you try to discard a tile 3 away, right? So the 5 is 3 away from the 2, but I wonder if I don't think they'll fall for that one.
No, and without the 8 of dots out there, it's only a half Suji, so it's not as reliable as it potentially could be. And 5s being a very useful tile for a lot of players and considered very dangerous. I believe with this early Riichi, Jinxie is just hoping for the top deck, but also, as we mentioned earlier, very early Dealer Riichi is going to put the entire table on notice.
There's still the red 5 out there, so this hand can still grow in value. And also,
absolutely,
if Jinxie draws the 2-man or the 3-so, you can bet that there's going to be a con. I don't think you'll pass. Ooh, the red 5 being drawn by Dorksport.
1 turn too late. Just 1 turn too late. No. Oof.
Oh, Dorksport passes on the green dragon. Interesting.
That is interesting, actually. Oh, just decides to go for safety.
Darksport has a tendency to pass on these dragons. I wonder what their line of thinking is.
That's interesting. I don't know if they have the luxury to wait on this. They're down with not that many points.
Oh, I think he just simply prefers the Riichi Tanyao for more points, which makes a lot of sense, actually.
I guess that's fair. We are in South... I didn't even notice. We're in South 4.
Yeah, this is all last.
Oh, my lord. Oh, yeah,
so this is like almost do or die for Darksport, of course. Probably not getting into second, but definitely wants more points.
Yes, it has to try to get as many points and make sure that they don't end up in 4th to lose more points going into game 3. And they're gonna draw the 8 of dots. It looks like they're gonna still try to maintain Tenpai, getting rid of the 6 of bamboo.
That's sumo for Omo Noon.
There it is.
Yeah, there was a very
Ooh, they get one. Oh, there was no R. They called. That's right.
Yeah, it was a Shadow Tenpai, so no Riichi. And Omognoon,
You're right.
putting Dorksport in 4th as he passes with 12,300. What a game. What a game.
Yep. What a game.
Rasco with a massive lead of 52,000 plus 42.2. Jinxie going to take second. Very consistent, 11.9. Omognoon minus 17.7, and Dorksport, unfortunately, minus 36.4, but he still had the point buffer from the previous round, so we'll see how the scores end up.
Yeah, that's right. One thing I noticed this game is if you fall behind at any point, you accidentally deal in, you have very little opportunity to make up those points because these players are not going to give you an inch. Oh, and these are the scores. Yeah, these are the scores. So
Rasco now going from 4th to 1st
Wow.
Rags to riches. -3 to +38.
There
It's
you
now
go.
the highest score by a lot.
Just goes to show, like, just even if you're down at the beginning, you can make these comebacks. Mahjong is a game of comebacks if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I've seen people come back from 9,000 points to all the way to 60,000. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Jinxie is sitting here at second, +28.88. Omong Noon and third at +9.25. And Dorksport is at -12.87. But as we saw with Rasco, a +42 game is definitely possible.
That is indeed true. And I believe before we move on to the next game, we have another giveaway.
That's right. That's what I heard. So yes, we have the free code giveaway.
That's right. And this is, you just enter it into the Mahjong client. You just can go into Mahjong Soul, go into settings, go into the other section, and go into the gift code and enter in this code on screen. MD7W37G9H. And you only have roughly a day or so to enter in this code. So be sure to check it out and grab it after the finals are done. And please note that all of these letters up here are capitalized.
Yep. And the information will also be in the chat. And also do note, you can only redeem these on your browser client. So if you usually play on mobile, which Mahjong Soul is available on mobile, by the way, if you didn't know that. But yes, you can only claim these on the browser.
Mahjong Soul tends to be the game that I play while I'm on my exercise bike at the gym. So I'm very aware that it is a mobile client game. It's a
good idea. I could actually do that.
Yeah, it's great actually.
Could lose so much weight.
And probably a lot of points too, because you're not focusing.
Oh yeah, you're right. just play Sama. Just play Sama.
True. All right.
Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely. And that's going to be it for me for today. We are going to have Tips come back on with Iron to cast the finals. Thank you so much, Iron, for
Thank you so much,
me.
Charlie. It was great commentating with you.
Yeah, this was wonderful. Thank you all you lovely Mahjong viewers out there. I've been watching in the chat the whole time. You guys are getting real hype. This is wonderful. Thank you all so much. You can catch me at twitch.tv/curly_ttv. And I will catch you around. I'll still be sticking around watching this finals. I want to see how this ends.
Oh yeah, you have to, right?
How can I not?
Yeah, exactly. Such hype matches, and with me to cast the final game of the finals is none other than Tips and Tricks.
The final. Thank you for the warm welcome. Hello again, everybody. I have returned. Sorry.
Welcome back.
My throat returned about 5 seconds after I returned. But these are some exciting games here.
They really are. Did you see that? So many crazy hands.
Yeah, Resco started in first, or actually I guess started in second from the elimination, but went right into last after game 1, and then right back up into first after game 2. So there's been huge shifts in the score so far.
He actually got the reverse score of game 1 on game 2. 24 became 42.
It became plus 42.
Yeah.
People were calling that too. They're saying, "Oh, Resco's gonna pull the same thing that they pulled in top 8." And then just hit this massive hit. I guess it was top 16, right? It was day 1.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was top 8, right?
One or the other. Yesterday,
one or the other.
Resco pulled off that massive hand in your highlight reel yesterday.
Yeah, that was a very pretty hand with the 2 cons. Like I said, it really won my heart. The hand was beautiful. 2 self-drawn cons into the Richie Hanuman. Beautiful stuff.
Indeed. And so our competitors are taking a little more time getting ready for game number 3.
It is the final game.
They have to make all their calculations and determine just how many points they need to make first. The difference here between first and second is less than 10 points. So because of the ranking points, the UMA, the difference between each position is 10 points. Plus 15 for first, plus 5 for second, minus 5 for third, and minus 15 for fourth. So that means as long as Jinxie places ahead of Resco, Jinxie will win. Of course, Resco being in first, will be able to win just by placing first again. But even placing second or third, Resco might still be able to win if Jinxie places below them. Yeah. But looking at our other two players here, Among Noon, they're not out of it at all. As you can see in the previous game with Resco's big 42.2. Anyone else pulling off another 42.2 in game 3? Even Dorksport, currently in fourth, could win. Currently the difference between first and fourth is just over 50 points. So if you can make 42 up with your own score, then if first gets something like -8 or worse, you could end up in first place. So everyone's got a shot here.
Yeah, everyone still has a shot. We have seen massive wins in these finals before. Definitely huge comebacks also. It's up to the players. It's up to the tiles.
It is up to the tiles, but I'm sure the players will want at least some say in their final fate.
I mean, they definitely have a lot of say, right? In these tournaments, I really only truly appreciated how much every single decision that the players make affects everything until I actually played in a tournament. And because I didn't cheat, somebody potsued and I got second, and because of that second, I lost and I didn't qualify.
Oh,
yep, it's rough.
It is rough. Sometimes it's the decisions you don't even know you're making that cause ripples, butterfly effect, if you will.
Yeah, it really is the butterfly effect.
Looking at the matchup here, I believe this is the first Catfood Bowl finals where every single player is a saint. So congratulations to the EN server. We've stepped up our game. And as you could, how should I put this? As you can tell from the raising of the minimum requirement from Master 1 to Master 2, this Catfood Bowl, we have a lot of EN players that are higher rank now than before. So there's a lot of new Saints in this year. There's a lot of Master 3s, Master 2s, and quite a few Master 1s as well. So many that the cutoff had to be made at Master 2, and we still had more applicants than the 100 spots that were available for Catfood Bowl. So we're catching up there. We may not be quite as good as the Chinese and the Japanese servers yet, but EN servers leveling up their game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, everyone's getting better. Everyone is sharing all their knowledge, and of course, the competition. You know, these kinds of tournaments are exactly the kind of thing that raises up the skill level of everyone.
That's right. That's right. I do appreciate that. I think Mahjong in general in our community has gotten not only a lot more players, but there's a lot more room for teaching. There's a lot more educational resources. We've got streamers out there. We've got YouTube videos out there. We've got all sorts of tutorials and ways to help build up. And
you know, it has.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that it has definitely been like a very refreshing experience to meet people out there in the world and be like, oh yeah, I play Mahjong, you know, I do some tournaments here and there, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, Mahjong, I have, you know, we have like a friend group who plays. Suddenly this game is becoming so much more popular, and of course, and thanks to Mahjong Soul coming to the global server, right?
Yeah, I've
I've
seen a few Mahjong Soul booths even at physical conventions out there. There've been representatives over here in North America that our local communities, Mahjong communities, have been able to talk to, and so Mahjong Soul has helped a lot with the growth of Mahjong in the English-speaking community. and it's pretty cool. And so, if you've been appreciating the gameplay and the players, the casters, the game, make sure to give the stream a like and follow Mahjong Soul official Yostar channel here for future streams. Our game is just about underway. We got the emotes here. We just managed to catch the last one on the transition.
And there we have it. Almo Noon. Oh, sorry. Resto going to be our first dealer. Almo Noon, the second dealer in South. Jinxie across, third dealer. And Dorksport with a very shiny hand to kick things off. Going to be our last dealer.
Yeah, Resco here just has to protect their first place score. So being first dealer is very interesting because this is your chance to hit a big hand out of the park and really put your number down on the game. But you don't want to take too many risks if you're already in first.
Ooh, there we go. That's Tenpai for Dorksport with this huge Dora 5 hand on turn 3, kicking things off with All-Star. Special little thing when you have the 3 red 5s. It's not a Yako or anything, but it is kind of special.
This feels like cheating. So fast, so valuable, and so this is a blessing bestowed on Dorksport to help them catch up in this final game. This is exactly what we need for a close game. So let's see it happen.
You can't really make this up. He just started with all those tiles in the hand, and there you have it.
Yeah, there's one tile left in the wall for Dorksport. One more 2-pin. Let's see if they can get it. Resco Tenpai.
Yeah, but this is no Yaku Tenpai.
One side of it has mixed triple sequence, so Resco can only win on the 4-mon, not the 7-mon.
I didn't even realize the mixed triples. Yeah, you're right.
How many 4-mon? There's one 4-mon left in the wall.
Ooh, the Stora.
That is an extremely
this is a better
scary
weight than
tile.
the 4.
It's such a scary tile against
scary.
the Ricci, though.
Oh, he does it anyways.
Okay, so now Resco wins on the Dora, yeah.
Oh my goodness. At any moment, that bomb could go off. This could even be more than Hanuman. This is 12,000 right now, but it could be more.
That's right, but unfortunately for Dorksport, Jinxie also Tenpai on 2-5-mon now. So, despite how fast and how valuable Dorksport's hand was, other players sensing that this is sort of their last chance, also pushing towards Tenpai and getting there.
Ooh, Omong Noon draws a dangerous tile, but he's folding. Confidently folding.
That's right. When you can see not only the danger of the original Ricci, but both of your players on your left and right have also called tiles as well. You're throwing basically the tiles that have just been discarded are the safest. For example, that 3-pin from Dorksport here gave Omognoon the idea to throw the 3-pin, and then the 1-mon gave Omognoon the idea to throw the 1-mon. Because it's so hard to defend against 3 people through conventional means.
Yeah, but that's just kind of what you have to do in this situation. Oh, but Dorksport finds the 2-pin, and this is going to be huge. It could even be a Baimon. It's a Hanuman for Dorksport, starting things off with the All-Star. 3 red 5s, Dora 2, Hanuman, East 1, and Resco has to pay half of it, down to 19,000.
It just takes one. We're talking about, even at the time Dorksport Ricci, there was only one 2-pin left in the wall. But it only takes one.
He found it.
You just have to draw it.
You just have to look hard enough.
Puts Resco in a tough spot here.
Yeah, it's even hard to talk about anything really, but yeah, Resco, yeah, had to pay 3,000 more because he was a dealer. You have to pay 50% of the Sumo value, so.
Yeah, that's right. Because of that, Resco currently in last. That's not the way Resco wanted to start off. That does not really defend your lead. but what can you do about that?
I mean, yeah, sometimes, Mahjong is, luck and skill are two sides of the same coin.
That's right. Resko did make some very skilled plays there. Resko found Tempai from a pretty difficult hand, found that mixed triple sequence Tempai. Even though it was one-sided Tempai, there's still many chances that Resko could have drawn their winning tile.
And I mean, this is kind of why this is like a 3-game series, right? Because Resko is at plus 38.4, so even still has a really good shot. But like we said, this is anyone's game. Dorksport is really showing that right now.
Jinxie here has 3 Dora in hand. 3 Dora in 2 tiles. It sounds like a paradox, but it's definitely possible. With the
Resko with the 5 pairs.
Oh, yeah, they're both sharing 5 pins here, although Jinxie does not really need another 5 pin. In fact, is Tempai right now.
Yes, Tempai right now on the 4 and 7, and yeah, this is pretty good. A lot of Dora.
Yeah, no Yaku, so
Like you
there's
said.
not really a choice about whether to Riichi or not. With 4 Dora and no Yaku, you want to be able to roam people. That's one of the important things you should consider when deciding whether or not to Riichi is, are you going to be able to roam? If you have a hand without Yaku, sometimes you need to reach just to be able to threaten other players so that they don't discard the tile that you need.
Yeah, because that really like increases your chances of winning also.
Yes.
Because then you don't have to do all the work yourself. Dorksport here finds a dangerous tile. Going to keep it for now. He does have a lot of pairs, so he could end up using these tiles for a 7-pair hand. We'll see.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that Dorksport has already cut a pair. Currently in first, but because Dorksport is last in the overall standings, they're probably going to be looking for even more points than that. Although, considering the fact that the current first place is 4th, with the way things shake out like this, Dorksport might actually end up winning if the standings end like this.
So Resko is 1 away, but he needs the same tiles that Jinxie needs. I guess he could end up drawing the... Oh, never mind.
That's a really good
To
draw
be-
for Jinxie.
Yeah, it's a very good draw. It's going to be a Mangan at the very least. Oh, Hanuman actually. 12,000 points. So 2 Hanumans. Very explosive start. So Jinxie now matches Dorksport in the Hanuman battle.
That's right. Now they're both on even footing because both of those Hanuman were by non-dealers, so they're both worth the same amount of points. Both sumo. So we got 2 happy players and 2 not so happy players.
But I'll tell you, from among the 2 non-happy players, Omongnu is a bit happier because look at what's in his hand.
Oh, those red Dora are going to be interesting. They're both still in the wall, the remaining 2 red Dora. Currently, that's Omongnu's only pair, though. So, well, there it goes. But it'd be interesting if Omongnu used them as pair as opposed to triplet.
Yeah, I think this is more likely to become a triplet than anything. Jinxie here has a hand that could go all simples. It could be, you know, another add-on to the little lead that he, to the big lead that he has.
Yeah,
Decides
Jinxie
not to go
choosing
for it.
not to call here. That's interesting. The hand has a lot of different ways to advance, so maybe Jinxie just looking for flexibility and value here. Jinxie currently in 2nd place, so they wouldn't need too much to end up in 1st. But there's still a ton of game to play. So if the speed value calculation ebbs on the side of slow but more valuable, then that's the way Jinxie goes.
But the way I think about it is you only have so many chances to cheat, right? To cheat your pawn. So you have to make a decision sooner rather than later, because if you decide to go for later, maybe you don't get another shot to call it. But I mean, it ends up perhaps paying off because now Resko has a very scary hand here with Dora 2, Riichi, all simples, waiting on the 5 and the 2. 5 of bamboo, 2 of characters. And that could be very scary for Jinxie to deal in. And since he has a big lead, he doesn't necessarily have to push for this hand.
Resco has 2 red 5s as well. Very, very sort of shifty, sneaky value there. Because we can see all the Dora in Omongnun's hand. Well, 3 of the 4 Dora. There is still 1 left. Maybe a con could happen. But Resco, the red 5s are always harder to locate in a player's hand.
And the deal into Omongnun by Jinxie, that lead that he once had is now going to be lessened by the 7,700.
Yeah, it's kind of a trap set by the fact that the 8-mon was sort of safer against the Ricci from Resco. So Omongnun able to capitalize by waiting on that 8 cashing out there.
So now it's going to be Dorksport's chance to be dealer, and this is actually a pretty decent hand, all things considered. He does have Dora too to start things off. Nothing crazy like the previous hand that he won, but this is still pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything super exciting in each of the players' hands, which means about 5 discards down the line, we'll probably see a Yakumo.
Yeah, that's usually how it ends up, right?
Yeah, hands
Nothing exciting, suddenly.
hands that don't look so good to start, they accept so many more tiles. It's kind of a weird adage, or an adage, I should say. But the further your hand is away from Tenpai, the more tiles improve it. And so when your hand looks bad, there's just a lot of tiles that will make it better. And we can see that happening right now.
Yeah, I guess you could phrase it as the worst possible hand has the most improvements.
That's right. That's a life lesson for everyone.
It honestly is, isn't it? Feels like the how other games have their proverbs. That might be a Mahjong one.
Yeah, we're Mahjong Sensei over here. The lower your rank, the more points you can get. The more points you can improve. Interesting. Jinxie going for value here, cutting the pair. It's not too much of a loss, and in a hand like this, while we're talking about all these hands are so far from Tenpai, being able to call might actually make Jinxie's hand faster. Just being able to call for the half flush here.
I'm excited for Resco's hand. It has so many triplets, has Dora. It's unfortunately not the greatest shapes, but you know, another pair here, another triplet there. You could see something big.
Yeah.
Ooh, and there's a Ricci by Omongnun.
So this is gonna be interesting. That's a hard decision. Dorksport does make the call. There are no more 8-mon left.
I think so that he could break the one-shot bonus.
But it's also interesting to note, because there's an 8-mon in Omongnun's discard, Dorksport would not be able to make that pawn since there are no more 8-mon left. So that was Dorksport's last chance. And I think maybe the speed of called Panya. Yeah, it does work out. Gets Dorksport Tenpai here. Not the greatest weight. In fact, it would be very sad if Omongnun draws it and cons.
It would be very sad.
But if anybody else picks up that 6-mon, maybe Dorksport gets it.
Ooh, Resco had a chance there to keep the 8. Oh, Jinxie draws the 6-mon.
Jinxie has been folding so far, though. It's time to see whether they consider this a risk worth taking. Not yet, anyway. 10 tiles left. Is Dorksport...
Decision here for Dorksport. Do you keep the Tenpai, or do you... Yeah, this decides to discard the 5-pin.
Yeah, I think this is a decision spurned on by Dorksport's current last place in the overall standings. You know, normally a first place player would not risk things like this, but because Dorksport has to make up so many points, they're going to be trying to make the most of their dealer here. Unable to sumo anymore, though.
Yeah, there's still a chance to switch the weight, even at the final straw here.
That's true.
Not quite.
But even cutting the 7-mon would be kind of dangerous. Could get away with cutting the 2-mon. That is safe to the Ricci. Doesn't have to worry about it.
Still, just Tenpai. We're gonna have the Ricci stick around.
That's right. One Reachy stick, one repeat counter, and
Mhm.
one nice hand here.
And it's a pretty interesting hand from Northport. Pretty good. It has a pair, has 2 sequences, a very nice shape in 899, and the 5 could become so much more.
Fives are always really nice tiles, right? 4, 5,
Mhm.
and 6 are all very good at attaching tiles to them per se.
See what Dorksport ends up doing here. Meanwhile, taking a look at the other player's hand, Jinxie might be able to cut through this pressure here with his all simples hand, perhaps.
Yeah, Jinxie would like to see Dorksport's dealership ended. Dorksport not making the call there. Probably a little hard to get rid of both the 9-mon and the 1 pin to go for all simples. We've got a real interesting sort of setup here. Resco has some decent tiles as well, but the chance of making an open hand is pretty low, so Resco probably has to just draw good tiles.
Yeah, that's one of sometimes it really just ends up like that where you don't have good shapes. You just have to kind of hope that the tiles just come to you.
Yeah, the tiles
But-
are kind of coming, but Resco not choosing to keep the weights, perhaps because all of the 1 pin are already gone. The 2-3 weight not as good as it originally looks.
We'll see here. Dorksport has a chance to make this into an all simples 1 away.
Yep. At first I had mentioned it was going to be tough, but the draws are coming for Dorksport. It's going to be a dangerous hand now. Basically, discarding all the terminals and honors does not give Dorksport much room to fold if somebody else gets the Tempai. Fortunately for them, nobody else seems that close.
I wonder. Yeah, he had 2 pairs on the outside, and he decided to go for the inside tiles to find a better shape. I think if he sees a 6 of bamboo or a 5-1, he's gonna go for the repeats. I think maybe that's why he decided to discard them, because maybe he just wants to go for the repeat.
Yeah, I think the ability to call here is also a big part of it. I would expect if Dorksport gets the chance to call either the 5-mon or the 6, so those 2 inside weights, that they'll go for it.
We'll see. Yeah, not much action in this hand. Notably, Jinxie is 1 away with a pretty decent weight.
Yeah,
You can call a lot of
Jinxie's hand
tiles.
has looked pretty good here, and Dorksport making the call, getting extra door off it as well. 1 away themselves. Mongnoon also looking pretty close, still about 2 away, but these hands could be good. That's a nice draw for Mongnoon.
Yeah, the 3-1 really helps there.
Contemplating getting rid of the save tile right now or saving it for later. Gets rid of the save tile, so Mongnoon going all in.
Yeah, so now he could get Tempai with either end of that sequence or one of those triplets. I mean, one of those pairs triples up.
This is not Tempai for Dorksport, but it allows Dorksport to get a really nice weight. Does not choose to take that weight though.
Yeah, he chooses just to keep it as it is. Decides, you know, to not bother his hand too much.
That's right.
Although it would have given him the 3-6 pair weight as an out, but
Right.
we'll see if it pays off.
Sometimes, especially at the high levels, by discarding a tile from inside of your hand, you give away information to your opponents about the kind of hand that you have and the tiles that you are. The tiles that you are holding on to. So maybe Dorksport didn't want to give away any information there.
There is a Tempai now for Omonoon, but it's only on the 4 because the other side is would not be any Yaku. Not be a valid win.
Indeed. And we saw Jinxie draw Mongnoon's winning tile, but hold it in their hand. We'll see if it comes out in the future. And
Yeah, there one cannot be won on.
that's right, no Yaku. Oh, but it looks like Dorksport
Ooh.
won't need to discard it either. Indeed.
We could have seen the 7 being discarded instead for the chance of mixed triple sequence,
It's true.
but perhaps he thought that one was more dangerous.
Mm.
We went for the 4-pin discard instead.
We're coming down to the wire here with 10 discards left. Sometimes this is the point where players will abandon their hand, but it's also sometimes the point where players will just make Tempai to try and get the penalty bonus.
Yeah, this is something that we often see. Once someone makes a call, someone else drops a tile that someone else needed, and now we see the Tempai and the win for Dorksport. Exactly what he needed, with 2 red 5s, boosting the sand up to, what, 6,000?
That's right.
Very good.
Dorksport won an extra 3,000 points by drawing the red 5-mon instead of a regular 5-mon.
Yeah, every single hunt, very important, especially when you start going from 2 to 3, 3 to 4. Every hunt doubling the points.
Very big difference. Now Dorksport here is looking at an okay hand. The Resco has a lot of pairs, and 2 of them are Yakuhai.
I feel like as Dorksport, you have got to be so thrilled to be playing this Mahjong match because this is exactly what he needed. And I mean, could you really ask for anything better? Because he started with Dora 5, and then he found both red 5s that he needed to make the hand worth it.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Not only that, but currently first place Resco is in 4th, so that's also
Yeah,
what
it's in dire
Dorksport
straits.
needs to turn the game around. But Resco is looking to make their stand here with a nice Yakuhai. Maybe we'll get the second Yakuhai, or maybe gets Dora.
Ooh, a quick Reachy from Jinxie, waiting on the 3 of bamboo only.
That's right. It's Reachy only, so not much value yet. But with the power of the 3-cell weight, all kinds of
I
value
believe.
could be created.
And Omo Noon is another one that has a lot of value with the Concealed Dragon Triplet 1 away. Oh, 1 away. Sorry, 2 away.
Yeah, you can never completely count out a Reachy because of Ipatsu, because of Sumo, because of Uradora, because of con opportunities. We've lost the Ipatsu, and we know that Jinxie does not have a con opportunity. But
Yeah, ooh, there's one of them. There's
That's
still 3
right.
out there.
yeah, they're
So-
all in the wall, so that's really good odds for Jinxie here. At some point, maybe someone else even cons for him. Omongnun has a pretty difficult decision now.
Yeah, all these styles from the inside. Hard to make a decision. He goes for the Suji. Dorksport now has the con that you were talking about, but I don't know if it's coming. I don't think so.
Yeah,
Very scary situation.
oftentimes you would just
What other
discard. Indeed, this is really good draws for Dorksport. Oftentimes you just discard the 1-mon here, because the 4-mon kind of replaces it in terms of your shapes. But the 1-mon is Dora in this case, so Dorksport might really want to use it, and we might actually see the con on the 4-mon happen.
We might end up not seeing any con though, and all the 4s being used in different shapes. It's also something that's possible.
Ooh, Dorksport not willing to push. Oh, that's an extra one though, but we have seen Omongnun start to fold.
Ooh, and he folds into Resco's hand.
Yep. When you spend too much time looking at the Reachy, you get caught blindsided by the open hands.
Yeah, in a hand, you know, with 2 open calls, it looks to be you wouldn't think that there was Dora 2 in the hand.
Right. That's the power of having them in your hand where nobody can see them. You can really sneak up on people. That's why, especially at the higher levels, people are always talking about how many Dora can you see on the table discarded as to the relative danger of other players' hands.
Ooh, Rescue here could have a hand that's worth chasing. Dora 1, Hobo Noon already Tempai?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
correct.
really what I'm seeing?
Noon decided not to Riichi, looking for more value, but currently has no Yaku, so Jinxie might actually be able to get that 3-mon out before Noon can do anything about it. But Jinxie just draws a nice tile to use it with.
We'll see, perhaps he's not even looking for more value, but simply a better weight to go about it.
That's right. When your weight is so close to the edge, like this 2-4 though, a lot of tiles don't really give you that much of an improvement. So it can be tough.
Yeah, he pretty much needs exactly the 5 to have a better shape, right? A better final shape.
That's right.
Although the 6 would allow him to wait on the 5, which could give him Dora.
That's
Dora's
true.
part, though, making a move towards a flush hand of some sort. We'll see. To be determined.
Sport looking really nice here, if a little bit slow. Oh, Resco's still holding on to the 3-mon. It might come back to bite him if Noon ever decides to take the... That's...
Oh, that's an improvement, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I was gonna say Noon didn't even need
The
to
one
reach at
turn
that
you needed
point.
to discard it.
But now Noon has all simples.
Oh, and another Riichi. Back-to-back Riichis.
And Resco's stuck with that pretty dangerous tile there.
That's 3, 1, and 4 are all dangerous. You can see them light up in red.
Resco currently first in the overall standings, but last in this game. This is Resco's final dealership, so...
Oh, and the one-shot Tsumo from Jinxie. That's going to be a Mangon.
I was going to say, Resco has a hard decision to decide whether to push or fold here, and the push probably deals in with the 3-mon, but Jinxie draws their weight first, and that also kind of leaves Resco in a bad position, considering they have
because
no
it
more
was
dealer.
also Resco's dealership, so he paid half of it.
Indeed.
Wow, Noon starting with the triplet of the honors.
Yeah.
All these hands have been incredible. So many explosive hands.
It's not worth double East anymore, but if Noon can get a Riichi hand instead of having to call here, this hand could still be worth a lot of points. Noon does need quite a few points to end up in first place overall if they want to win this championship.
My goodness. Just still looking at Dorksport's hand, thinking, wow, he has really come quite a long way.
Yeah, are you talking about this hand or the East 1 hand?
I just mean like in general, like you know, he wasn't really favored to take it all, but he's really showing his fighting spirit.
That's right. Right off the bat, Dorksport put themselves in the game, gave themselves a chance to win this championship. And right now, it's anyone's game. Even though Resco doesn't have a dealership, even just getting into third might be enough for Resco to win the game. Maybe second.
Ooh, a nice draw here for Noon. 1 away now.
That's right. Noon not willing to discard the red 5 pin. Not only is it a Dora itself, it's also beside the other Dora 4 pin.
Oh, you're right.
And so we'll take a slower hand in order to try and keep that value.
You could even that is a better. I mean, that is a good pair, and he could also end up breaking apart his East triplet to make it as a pair if he really needs a pair at the very end.
Yeah, the danger of the East triplet breaking apart is that there's no more Yaku, so Noon will have to reach.
Jinxie here with the White Dragon pair. There's one left that he could end up tripling up.
Let's see if we can find it in the wall. Dorksport, yeah, looking pretty good, right? 1 away.
Yeah, 1 away from 7 pairs, but perhaps looking for more.
Also 1 away from a couple different all simples hands. Speaking of pairs, Noon has another one.
all of a sudden, Omognoon favored by the pairs.
Yeah, it's interesting
Also puts him.
at this point to keep the red 5. It's just such a dangerous tile. It might not even be efficiency. Omognoon just might be afraid that cutting the red 5 pin deals into someone for a lot of points.
You're right. Yeah, that is one of the downside, especially because, like you said, it's close to the actual Dora. 4 pin.
Ooh, goes for it now though. Musters up
this is
the
very
courage, and it passes.
This would also be a 40 fu hand. Boost the points up a little bit,
Reach.
very slightly. Oh, and a Richie from Jinxie. Going to be waiting on the 3 and 6. Scary. Oh, and he deals into Resco on the left. So many hands going on.
Yeah, hitting 3rd place directly gets Resco out of 4th and up into 3rd place. So the placement math is going to be extremely close here, with Resco not being in 4th anymore.
My goodness.
People will have to.
I'm
make
not
some
even sure
calculations.
anymore.
Yeah. Jinxie currently in 2nd, was 2nd, so Jinxie might actually be the current leader.
And there's even a chance that Dorksport still wins a big hand. I mean, look at that Dora 2 in his hand.
That's right. Can't call the East
Must start
in
counting
this
points
round,
yet.
but does
Oh my,
find-
well, but he finds the red.
That's right. And dragons are always Yakuhai. Dragons are always Yakuhai. You can always triple them.
Well, I can always triple them, you're right. You can always triple them.
always triple them.
You can always triple them, especially if you're Dorksport.
Sometimes closed. This could be an enormous hand for Dorksport. This could be what they need to hold 1st place going into their final dealer turn. Mognoon's got to be
If
calculated.
he gets this close, this is going to be a monster hand. And the 5 bamboo!
One away.
He's 1 away now.
One away for Dorksport. Even open calling if someone discards the Dora might be worth it for Dorksport. Because we have 2 players who have completely isolated East Doras, and we know they're not going to draw any more of them since they're all visible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh, the con?
con
The
time!
con?
And a new Dora!
A
And the
new
con
Dora. Oh my goodness. It's not often that we get to see this.
This
Curly is
is
happy.
is it finally going to be released? Is the Dora coming out? No, I mean, once players see the Yakuhai...
The 5-3-4 for Dorksport.
Once players see the Yakuhai on the table from the con, they're very reluctant.
There it is! Senpai!
Yeah, now the Dora is actually...
You have to go silent, right?
I mean...
Shadow Tenpai? Or do you take it?
It's
You Richi?
possible to go silent here. You have 4 Han. The Richi would allow you to get a Hanuman on Sumo. I think it really depends on the math here, and hopefully Dorksport is doing the math on how much they need to come in first.
The 8 of bamboo would be such a landmine.
Yeah, there is one left in the wall.
Oh, there it is. Sumogiri Richi.
Yeah, maybe Dorksport needed some time to do the math, decided they needed the Hanuman chance, the Baiman chance.
And I could still see Omognoon. Well, Omognoon would not have it, of course, but I could still see one of these players discarding it.
Yeah, I think Jinxie has the opportunity to pair weight on the Dora at the very end, so they might not discard it. Resco being in last and already having a pair, I don't think has the opportunity to pair weight on Dora.
There is still one 8 of bamboo left, though, that he could draw.
Yep, there's still the sumo opportunity.
It really is gonna come down to the wire.
Oh!
Oh, that's an overflowing tile for Jinxie. What do you do here?
Jinxie folding
Four pin.
smartly.
Yes. And that's the last tile, so no more sumo chance for Dorksport, but at any moment, this tile could come.
Yeah, someone else has to be convinced to discard something. Dora, 8-so, either. $16 tiles
God.
left. Oh,
Waiting with bated breath.
Resko is getting good tiles. It's a nah, but Resko will not be. Resko will not be tempted. Looks like Dorksport is not winning this hand. But I mean, on the plus side, it doesn't look like anyone else is going to be tempted by. Amongnoon has a small possibility of making it.
I wonder if Jinxie discards the 8 if you don't Reachy. My goodness.
Yeah, it's
the
possible,
9.
right?
Well,
It's
I think
possible.
we're gonna see like a 2-9 discard now. Like
Maybe
back-to-back 9.
Dorksport would have gotten the 8, so if they went for that shadow Tempai. Oh, this is Amongnoon's chance to be Tempai. They
this
go
is Tempai
for
for
it!
Amongnoon.
What a risky, what a gamble. They do have a safe tile against the Reachy though, so maybe it's not as much of a gamble as I first thought. They actually went for the gamble tile. They went for the more dangerous tile, so they're looking to win.
Mhm.
They'll actually win the hand, not just take the Tempai.
1
So now the 7 and 2 wait. Ooh, last tile for Resko. Passing.
No.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, Dorksport with a massive hand. Players don't see it.
Ooh. Unfortunate for Dorksport, but for the other players, fortunate they're still in the game. And we are now in all last.
Dorksport is the dealer. There's 1,300 points extra from the previous round. And yeah, now we'll see. I mean, Dorksport has to make a lot of repeats happen here, I think.
Yeah, it is. It's known as all last. It's known as all last because it's the last dealer. But all last can be a little bit of a misnomer because you can be in all last for a very long time if the dealer just keeps winning. Is it all last yet? Is it all last? And Dorksport might
No, but this
actually
is the
need
very
more
last
points.
hand in potential here.
That's true.
He does need
Dorksport
more points.
finding
Oh,
Tempai.
Tempai! Waiting on the 1 and 4 bamboo. It's a very early Tempai.
I mean, Resko is in last, so I think Dorksport might be ahead of Resko, but because Jinxie is currently in second, to overcome that gap, I think Dorksport might need more points, and they do get it.
Yeah. This is a small hand, but a hand nonetheless.
$1,500 all the way up to $2,800, collecting extra bonus points there. And those, each of those
Ooh,
bonus
Dora
points
2
matter.
for Dorksport.
And they're both connected. The Dora
Yeah.
are already finished. The Dora shape's already finished. The
So this
downside,
these Dora are definitely going to be used.
yeah, the downside for Dorksport is this hand doesn't look like it has any way for calling speed. For example, that 1 pin, but you don't need to call if you just draw the 1 pin.
Well, but if you just get it yourself,
Exactly. If you just draw it. A lot
Just draw
of
it.
times Mahjong can feel hopeless if you're like, oh, they'll never discard. You gotta remember that you draw a tile every 4 turns, usually.
usually.
Usually, unless people make 10 pawns in a row. And see,
Oh my goodness, Reachy for Dorksport! I
drawing
think he'll
tiles
take
paid
this.
off. Yeah, drawing tiles
Yeah,
paid
this
off
is
here.
not that bad of a wait.
The improvement here is getting pure straight, either with the 7 or the 8. So there's an argument.
Oh, there's an argument.
But I think
what an argument.
I think Dorksport had already seen 3 of the 8 so get called by Jinxie.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
They didn't figure they were going to get the last 8 so. But the wall gave it to them. But the wall gave it. On the plus side. Oh
my goodness, no!
Oh, it would have been beautiful. It would have been insane. I was going to say, on the plus side, now that all the 8 so are on the table, the 9 so looks way safer. So Dork Sport might actually be able to get that to be discarded. It's still in the wall. The 9 mon, there's also 1 in the wall. So 2 total tiles available for Dork Sport in the wall here.
Yeah, there's definitely still out there.
Wait, Among
Draw
Noon.
him?
Among Noon, what is going on?
Wait a second.
Already 10
Among his hand. Tenpai on the Tenpai on the 3 mon with the Sananko.
Yeah.
And if he draws the 5 mon?
Among Noon's currently in 3rd though, right? So Among Noon might actually be looking for the Yakuman.
He actually needs more, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think Among Noon needs the Yakuman. Even then, I think
My
that'd be
goodness,
like,
this is so tense.
yeah, this is crazy.
Oh my goodness, Among Noon finds an up. Wait, it's not quite an upgrade, but tile change.
Doesn't change it. I think Among Noon's really thinking about that Yakuman. So they're keeping the 1 instead of the 4 mon because there's more 1 mon available to pair it up for the Suanko. For the 4
That's
concealed
because he already discarded it earlier.
That's true. Oh, that's a winning tile, but it's not enough, is it?
It's not enough.
Maybe it's worth second?
He takes it. He takes it. That's it. That's it.
Looks like Among
It's
Noon
Sumo,
might get
Sananko,
second
Dora
with this.
ズ
2.
モ、3アンコ、ドラ2。
Oh my goodness. I have no idea
Yeah, this is gonna
what's
make
going on here.
this is gonna make the scores really weird because Dork Sport does lose more points than the other two, Jingxi and Resco. Because Dork Sport is the dealer. Also another 1,000 points for the Ricci that Dork Sport did. So it's going to be a very interesting calculation. And I will leave it.
I honestly have no idea right now who won.
Yeah, I will leave it to our production crew to come back with the numbers.
Okay. Yeah, we need to make sure that we got all the numbers right.
That's crazy.
Dork Sport first, 38,900. Jinxie second with +6.
Oh, this was such a good game, though.
It was honestly such a good game.
The Yakuman chance at the very end. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. All right. We're coming close to the end. At the end of knowing who won, knowing who took it, knowing who we're gonna be interviewing.
All right. Are you ready? Drum roll.
I think so. Who won it? Jinxie with 34.88 is the new champion of
Congratulations.
the Catfood Bowl liner. Lucky strike. Congratulations, Jinxie,
And
for
don't
taking the first place. Dorksport with a valiant comeback manages to take second. And Rasco takes third with plus 10.6. And Omo Noon will take fourth with still a valiant effort with plus 2.15. All players positive.
That's right. All players positive. Those are points that they took from our other competitors in the top 16. That's how they all ended up positive here. Although they've been halved and halved again. The finalists in the top 4 came through with, I guess, a quarter of their top 16 points and half of their top 8 points. So that's why all the players can end up positive.
Wow, that's so cool. Well, there you have it. Jinxie, the new champion of the Catfood Bowl Minor, going to be taking it all.
Yeah, once again, congratulations to Jingxi. And in the meantime, let's tell them what they've won, Irie.
Oh, I'll tell them. Jingxi has won the priority pass to advanced tournaments. So we do other tournaments outside of the Catfood Bowl Minor. And so he'll have priority pass for that. and also $300 Amazon e-gift card, 50 summon scrolls, 1 fortune charm for 1 month, a limited portrait frame, exclusive, only that one, and he'll be the only one that has it for 1 year, and also the physical trophy, and all the players will be getting the special acrylic picture stand also, and for 2nd place, 3rd place, and 4th place, they'll all be taking home the special acrylic stand, the fortune charm, $150 Amazon e-gift card and 30 summon scrolls for 2nd place, $100 Amazon e-gift card and 20 summon scrolls for 3rd place, and for 4th place, $70 Amazon e-gift card and 10 summon scrolls. So those are the prizes, and Jinxie going to be taking it all home, physical trophy and everything.
Yeah, congratulations to Jinxie. And for those of you still watching, thank you for watching. Stay tuned. There's also more for you to win as well after this. So we can see Jinxie there with the Akagi, 1st place. Dork Sports 2nd place, representing Koromo. We've got Keiku Musume's hat, Resco in 3rd, and we've got Omognoon, still a positive score with Ichihime in 4th. Well fought by all of our competitors. Thank you for participating. But now we have an interview with our winner.
That's right.
With our winner.
That's right. So give us a moment as we set up the interview with Jinxie. And I'll be taking some questions. We have written out some questions here. Jinxie, hello!
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great.
Congratulations! Congratulations on winning the Catfood Bowl Minor Lucky Strike. How do you feel?
Thank you. To be honest, I wasn't expecting this at all. I'm feeling quite excited and also very tired because it's 6:40 a.m. here in Finland, and the time for the tournament was at 4 a.m. here, so I had to wake up quite early for this. So yeah, it was really unexpected, considering how sleep deprived I'm feeling right now. So if my English sounds incoherent somehow, then that might be the reason.
Well, yeah, congratulations. How are you feeling coming into the final day?
Yeah, pretty good, and I feel like those were some tough games. I must say they weren't really the best games I've ever played. There were few slip-ups here and there, so I gotta say that there was a lot of luck involved in this, and I well, I guess that's Mahjong, right?
Yeah, it definitely is. Talking about some of those tough games, you had some tough decisions to make. Do you remember any moment that you've felt unsure, but you ended up coming true?
Well, there was that one Chinitsu hand that I had, I think, in the second final game. I'm pretty sure that I should have picked a different weight there, but it turned out pretty well, winning on the last 4, so that was just, I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw that coming out, so.
Right. That win was very important for that game. And,
Indeed.
Well, do you have any more plans? How do you feel about potentially competing in other Mahjong tournaments?
Oh yeah, definitely. I really love attending all kinds of tournaments, so even in real life and online tournaments, I've been doing this for a while. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that.
Well, thank you so much, and again, congratulations on your performance. Congratulations on taking it all. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I'd like to give some shout outs to my friends, my girlfriend, and all the nice people in chat who supported me, as well as the fellow players. We had some good matches. Really enjoyed them. Very exciting. And of course, the organizers of the tournament, Yostar, as well as you casters and organizers, did a great job. And I'm really glad that you guys are organizing these kinds of tournaments. I think it's great for Mahjong itself, and it makes it feel a lot more sporty having commentary and all these kinds of competitive tournaments. So thank you.
Awesome! Well, thank you too for giving us such amazing matches to cast. It wouldn't be the same without you, of course. And yeah, congratulations again, and thank you.
All right. Thank you to Jingxi for bearing with us there. Thank you for that great interview, and thanks for a little bit more of your time considering you woke up so early in the morning to play this.
Yes, yes.
Play this tournament.
Go get some rest now. You deserve it. The rest of champions.
Yeah, I'll probably sleep. Try to get some sleep before. Yeah, I can't speak anymore. So,
All right. And for those of you out there who would like to send your congratulations and well wishes to Jingxi and the rest of the players in top 4, top 16, top 100, or even just those who applied, or if you'd like to show your appreciation for any of the staff, the developers, the crew, now's your chance, because you can win a special acrylic picture stand. We've got 3 more draws to give away here, so give us your best cheer, give us your best congratulations, give us your best messages in the chat, and you could win the special acrylic picture stand. Woo! Don't forget, like the stream, see if we can get to 100. We're so close. And
We're so
subscribe to Mahjong Yostar, Mahjong Soul Yostar official YouTube channel for more events like this. We've seen the Catfood Bowl Major before, and we can see Jingxi has the priority pass. So Jingxi has said that he's willing and definitely looking forward to participating in those tournaments. So you might see Jingxi again in the invitationals. That would be really exciting. Let's see those messages roll in. I also want to congratulate all the players. We saw some really good games. That last hand, it was a storybook last hand, really. There were Yakuman chances. There was the dealer started out in last place before this game and was rising to the top and was climbing. They had the chance. You know, Resco was trying to dig their way out of the last place spot to hold on to first place. It couldn't have written it up any better. It was so close.
Yeah, it was really, really close. At the very end there, I just did not know it. In the grand scheme of things, who would have took it? But Jingxi was the one. He took it all.
Yeah. There was so much. Curly, P.O., do you guys have anything you'd like to say about the tournament? We'll open the floor up.
That last game was absolutely insane. That was,
Yeah.
as you said before, and as I predicted, I figured the third match would just be all hands on deck, everyone just giving it their all, and it did not disappoint one bit.
Yeah, people were going nuts in the chat. People were going nuts. I feel like the players might have been going a little bit nuts, but at least they had to concentrate, you know? They can't go completely nuts.
It was crazy. I mean, that opening hand by Darksport, I really thought, and you know, like, the micro decisions, every little thing that he did, I really thought that he might be able to get it all, but yeah, it was still down to the wire.
Yeah, if we take a look at the scores again, don't worry, you're still able to enter. I'm just gonna slip off the lucky draw slide to check out the scores. But keep on giving your congratulations, shouting out your favorite players. It all ended like this. Going into that last game, you know, the scores really got flipped on their heads. But Jinxie was able to, like, Jinxie came in first place from the elimination round and didn't get any first, didn't get any last. Just consistency allowed Jinxie to rise above the other three here.
Yeah, it kind of definitely goes to show that it's not only just about how good you're playing that certain day, but the consistency that you're playing through the entire event is what carries you through to get the first place. Some people like to say that this game is only about luck, and it's just if you get the lucky hand, you win the whole thing. That's not the case in this point.
A very disciplined defense and risk-taking attack. And that just gets you overall a little bit of edge in every game. Jinxie did go negative in the first game, but it was very small. And then eked out a slight edge in game 2 and 3 with 2 second places to just protect his advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of inspiring to see, actually. Like, I hope that all of you people out there who are watching the game, who may not be as experienced with the game, were able to take some notes and learn a thing or two about consistent Mahjong play, what it takes to play at the highest levels. Perhaps you'll be able to incorporate some of those skills into your games and climb the ladder.
I remember also that there was one player in one of the tournaments that we casted who was very new to the game and ended up winning. So if you're new or feel inspired to learn, there are resources out there. You can always just play a lot. There's definitely a chance for everybody to have a shot at this game.
That's right.
It's never too
winning a
late to get
tournament.
into this game. I'm very new compared to everyone else.
If you get yourself up the ranks, make it to Master 2, you too can enter the next Catfood Bowl. You could be the next champion.
That's absolutely true.
As a reminder, if you just got here, you missed the final match of the tournament, but we're still running a lucky draw. If you
you won't be able to. Yeah, you won't be able to watch the previous games now, but once the stream is done, you'll be able to check the VOD at Yostar at where you are right now. And there are some bangers for sure.
All right. We are drawing now. So thank you for everyone. Thank you for all your messages. We appreciate them here at the casting desk from Yostar, from Reach Mahjong of New York. And the players appreciate them. You can see some in chat. We can see a lot of our viewers in chat. Thank you.
And if you'd like, you can subscribe and to check out the highlight reel that will be coming out soon. And also, you can check out any of the previous tournaments. They're all here on the channel. You can also, subscribe for events, collaborations, other fun videos that are published here on this channel, and you can get all the notifications for all the cool stuff that's going on in Mahjong Soul.
That's right. And it seems like we've got our winners. Drum roll.
Drum roll.
And the winner.
Congratulations
are...
to Do, Ken, and High B1. Email mjs.cs@yo-star.com with your name, your shipping address, and the URL of your YouTube channel. If you don't know how to get that, click your avatar in the top right, select your channel, and copy the URL from there. So thank you for watching. Thanks for all of your support and messages, and congratulations to our lucky winners. For those of you who didn't win, remember the gift code is still available until the 15th. Make sure to input that. Everyone's available to win.
And who knows? Maybe you can be a tournament winner for next tournament.
That's
I-
right. That's
I
right.
am definitely going to be trying to sign up for more tournaments after seeing this. I've become inspired.
Whew. All right. Well, that being said, the tournament has concluded. Our winners are being sorted away with staff right now. And speaking of those staff, I would like to give them a little shout out here before we finish the stream. Here we are, our Reach Mahjong of New York staff producer, working behind the scenes, putting everything together, keeping people in contact with each other. Luke Morgan, round of applause for Luke Morgan. Thank
Let's
you.
go, Luke.
Hope you enjoyed the stream.
Oh, there
Thanks
he
for
is. There
Oh,
he
you're
is.
right.
Oh, the big
His
boss.
rarely heard voice.
Yeah. Well, I hope you all had a good time. Thanks to everybody in chat for being so fun and motivated. And thanks for playing Mahjong Soul and for playing and enjoying the Catfood Bowl.
Woo!
Give it up for Luke.
Give it up for Luke. We've
Let's
got.
go, Luke.
I've been your MC. My name is Tips and Tricks, as you've probably heard already. I want to put myself at the bottom of this list, but I'm reading off the slide, so that's me. And your
Nah,
streamers.
you get top billing, bro.
Oh, thank you. Our streamers, we've got Irie from Iron TV.
Yeah, that's me.
We've got Pio.
Yep. Hey, thanks again.
And we've got Curly from Curly TTV.
I hope you all enjoyed this wonderful content.
We've also got our pet shout out here, a ritual, I suppose, of Luke's. We've got Ridley, Jack, Roger, Sonny, Bishop, Giles, Kiki, Yuffie, Jake, Donnie, Finn, the cat that used to live at Kanada's, Lucy, Pietra, Yuma, Nemo, Hazel, Sausage, Dusty, Digger, Katya, Kotiek, Tips's Fish, that's me, Hazelnut, Samson, Ezekiel, Funny Pet, Night Market Cat, Leia, Luke, and Ren. And this list gets longer every time I do it. I think Luke gives it
really
to me as a
does.
challenge. And of course, last but not least, special thanks to Catfood Studios for developing this wonderful game, Yostar for running these events, publishing the game, and getting all of this content out to you. And of course, you, the viewer at home. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting the tournament, Mahjong Soul, and Mahjong in total. Whew. So,
Woo.
as we wind down, I think we've said all that's need to be said. But if you're interested in finding out more about this, if you're a viewer that hasn't played and wants to give it a shot, our final slide will have all the contact information you need to get into the game. And if you haven't, I recommend you do. So from all of us here at Yostar and Reach Mahjong of New York, thanks for watching and have a good night.